Once again, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Bottomline discussion live. Tonight we got a full house. One of our former panelists joining us tonight live. It's good to be having you tonight with us. We'll introduce you shortly. And I want to say a good evening where you joining us from. My name is Jamal Kamara from Manchester, London, UK, or London to be specific. Okay, that's UK. I have with me tonight our colleagues, Mark Judafai, live from Sweden, is in another studio tonight joining us. Mark, nice to have you tonight. You did for very long time, 2 years, now come on Bottomline Means Show. So I want to be the first person to welcome. Welcome, Mark Farr. How are you tonight?
I'm honored to be here with the full house, Brother Jomar, Brother Linfo, and the Lord Cholo Play. Yeah, I've been on the Sunday edition, but on this particular how they call it edition, I've not been for the past couple of years, according to by record, and I'm so honored to be here this evening, and I want to say welcome to our audience, and it's a pleasure to be with you all.
Want to welcome you once again. Welcome, big welcome to you from the city of Sweden. That's Stockton, yeah? From the city of Stockton. Welcome. Yeah. Yes, welcome to the Bottomline once again. You were here a couple of years back. Mark, so if you don't know, Mark, one of those person who were with us, he was with us from the start. We were together with Bottomline. He's been on the edition, the Sunday edition. He's one of the main hosts, co-hosts on the Sunday edition. That's the audience will launch to the place. So, Mark, you are very much welcome. Nice to see you back on the main platform. We got our man himself from Norway as well. Linfo, Egon Goa. Linfo, how are you this evening from Norway? How are you today or tonight on your end? Linfo? I think Linfo is trying to get himself together. So, Linfo, are you okay?
I think
okay,
I'm better.
If you're not ready, we'll switch to Paul. So Paul pick it from there. Let Linfo come later. Paul, the Lord should play. How are you, sir?
Well, the Lord should pay by His grace. He's very good, and He's happy to be among the living. It's good to be in paradise, and also to be the friend of King Charles. It's good to see you all, gentlemen, and welcome to our audience. Welcome to the Bottomline discussion tonight. And I'm looking forward to a fruitful discussion tonight. Gentlemen, I think we'll have a great show.
Now, thank you very much. A full house. Linfo is here. Mark Judafai is here. Paul, the Lord Chilipi is here. So we'll go to Linfo back again. Tell us what we got on the menu tonight. Linfo, what do you got? Tell us, introduce yourself that we got tonight.
Oh, well, basically, we will be discussing topics that make headlines in Liberia and abroad, that is the greater world. But first, we'll start with what is captivating the minds and attention of the entire world. As you know, the World Cup tournament will be hosted both in the United States and Mexico. And
Mexico, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there are things that are happening, or a number of people, prominent people have been barred from entering the United States, and they were supposed to be participating. Some of them were supposed to be participating in the World Cup as officials. Like we have one of the world-renowned African referees. I think he's from Somalia. He's been barred from entering the United States. In fact, he entered the United States and he was sent right back. And so that is captivating the minds of people around the world. As well as some spectators, like some of the supporters of Senegal as well. We understand they have been most of them were barred, and most of them were thoroughly screened upon arrival, something that did not happen to other teams. So we don't know what are some of the reasons, but we'll be going to that. And so next will be again from the international front. You know, we are in West Africa, and we have the 15 countries in West Africa, Nigeria being the biggest country in West Africa. We usually look up to Nigeria for several things, as big brother. Not oldest brother though, but because they are bigger in size. And so there's a pastor from there. I think he's occurring with activities in Liberia from the past years. He's been following activities in Liberia, and he gave his prophetic opinion on issues in Liberia, and that has sparked diplomatic and political crisis. Not supposed to be between governments because he's an individual. He did not speak on behalf of the government from my own point of view, but it has sparked political crisis. And so we'll also be looking at that. And of course, the administration's major project, road development in Liberia. How far are we, and how hands-on are we with those projects? And we'll look at some prominent Liberian or some Liberian citizens expressing that disappointment with the government that is supported. And so we'll be tied in all of those stories. So we invite you to stay with us once again and have a good evening with us. This is the program, the Bottomline Liberia Discussions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Welcome, Paul. We want to say welcome again to gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Wherever you join us, we want you to share the show. We want to take a quick musical break and come back. We'll get right on. Paul take us through. So we'll come back. We'll start right on what we have.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the world. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we go tell you. But you screw us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the corrupt. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that why we vote tell you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us, they betray us so much. I said they lie.
Wow. I think, gentlemen, we've been playing this song for 4 years now, so it resonated with most of us tonight. I think I want to just take 1 minute and think, what do you guys think about this song? It's still a national anthem, Liberia. What do you think? I'll go to Mark. Mark, what do you think about this song?
Well, this song gonna be around for ages. Yeah, it's a wonderful song. It's a beautiful song. I like the lyrics, and the fellow, he did an amazing job, and he was doing a We Are administration. And this song's supposed to be a wake-up call to Liberian every time their government is misbehaving. And those that are on the radio should always play this song every time their government is out of step, because the people are always the employer. Yeah. And those that work for them, they are the employees. So this song is a very wonderful song. It's a powerful song. If only people just listen to the lyric, and the lyrics should wake you up.
Exactly. For me, it just sounds like Paul and Linford, just like the music was made today. It just saw the reality of the day. It just relate to the issues on the floor. I mean, we can just see what is happening. Guys, tell me, what do you think? This guy just like, he just, sometimes they say artists are just born with they just predict, they just prophesy, see what's happening. And it's just happening daily. Paul, what do you think about this music? Still be our national anthem for the Bottomline. We've been playing it for the past 4 years.
First, I want to say to our audience, welcome to the Bottomline discussion. Look, Jamal, when Takunje made the music, it was during Ellen time. He had issue with Ellen. And Ellen got so angry, they raided the ghetto once, and then they locked him up. So when he came back, he decided, when he came back hard on her. So, and what he said, it was the truth. And up to today's date, it's still happening. There's nothing changed. The lies, that's all. So they lift the people hope up high. And then at the end of the day, they just dash their hope on the floor. The lies. So, their music going to go a long way. Until Liberia see change, their music will be a hit every year. It's such a wonderful song.
I know. It's all you was thinking like looking for the expectation so high, and that after the war, when we expected something to happen, we hope was so high, and then nothing happened. Some people would say that, critics would say that you guys were expecting so hard. What do you think they would do after the war? Things were scattered all over the place. So you need to give the president some time. So could you blame the president for taking to organize the country before development come into effect? Or can we blame him for making the songs that he hitting the high on the president, on the people of the government, to say?
Yeah, well, the time he made the music, of course, that was, in my opinion, that was the time Liberia was just rising from the dust of the Civil War. And definitely, Liberia was on its feet because there were international communities, international organizations, and other support groups helping the government, both militarily, every other way. And so this government, I think the Ellen Johnson government, to my memory, received some of the highest amount of money from outside. And the intent was to help build a country. And so the expectation, like you said, was high. and we have just come from war. So, yeah, people were kind of like, okay, hoping let this happen. At least let us not continue to be where we were for the past 14 years during the war. And then relating it to present governments, I think I don't know how much promises Ellen Johnson made to the Liberian people in terms of lifting their life. That I will not really, I will not follow Liberian politics too much at that time. But from the Weah administration, because at that time after Ellen, the real politics came to play. I think during Ellen time it was like, okay, I mean, let's just let this woman be president and see what will happen. Let's get her from the dust. Let's get her from
Yeah.
the school being in. So they were not people were not paying attention much to what she would say or what she would do. But then the real promises came during Weah administration where they say we will do this. At least we know that from Ellen time we're on our feet some kind of way. Okay. The international supporters have left, and so we're on our own now. So the expectation was high, and then the Weah administration flunked. And what guy then came with this high hope that they will rescue us. So this music for me was made early time, but actually, I think the vision, the long-term vision was that all Liberian governments have come with these promises, that they will deliver, but they are not delivering. So the music for me, it suits the occasion today more than even during the early time. Yeah, because all the promises we heard, the rescue, this job is not for a child, it's for grooming, we get 47 years experience and all these things. So for me, I think this
Right.
mission was
Right.
really very important for this government.
Right. There you have it. Thank you very much. I want to remind you again, once again, we got three main topics tonight. We'll be looking at a well-respected African referee from Somalia, Umar Abubakar Akhtan was denied entry in the U.S. And now next to that we still have the Kelechi man from Nigeria in the news. He's still on Liberian back, on the president back. He said we stay confused, the Liberia confused, the president confused. And now he made a new release. Oh my goodness. We're going to play that tonight for you. So we want to hear from you. We'll be talking about Liberian presidents from Ellen Johnson to George Weah to Omer Boakai. They've been telling us we will make roads, we'll build roads for you, roads. We think there are other development in the country they should be looking into. We'll be discussing that tonight, many other things. We'll also be looking at what's happening in South Africa. Can we call it xenophobia or Afrophobia? Tonight, we want you to join us. So, gentlemen, I'll go to Paul. Paul, let's see. What do you think about the Somali referee who flew from, he came through Turkey, landed in Miami on June 6th, was supposed to be one of the respected, selected referee, FIFA bash referee to, you know what happened in the last African Cup of Nations. He was awarded for being one of the best referees in Africa. And he was giving awards. And the president of his country congratulated him. Now he flew from Turkey, landed in Miami, to attend to be part of the World Cup series that starts on the 11th of June. Now he was checked and he was denied entry. So the question is a World Cup is a place where we should all bring nations together and celebrate. This has nothing to do with security, but is he specific on a list of wanted men? Now, what do you think? What should Africa should do? First, what do you think about this? Then I'll go to colleagues. Paul, what do you think? What happened to this well-respected African referee, Umar Akhtar? What do you think should be African referee or African government should do, or African country as a continent?
No, the thing is, Jamal, this is just football as a whole, a unified all nation. So when a World Cup is taking place in a particular country, no matter, because what happened, football half a way is a healing process. There are a lot of violence around the world. Look at the war in Ukraine. Look at the war in the Middle East. All of these things, people, when it comes to football, it just brings joy to everyone. For America, that champion this so-called democracy, so-called civilization, for their behavior, this is unprecedented to be on the, I think, African country, I would say, if I was in my country, I would ask them to leave. Because this is it's not about friendship anymore. It's not about football. It's just about pure hatred for the black nation. That's how I've seen it. Because why will you stop this guy who wanted the top referee for a continent and you hosting 40 nations and you stopping one of the top referee because why? You don't like the people from Somalia? This is wrong. They
Wow.
should be condemned, and FIFA should have done something to say, okay, if this guy can't ref, then no FIFA referee, the referee should stand with their colleague. But they left it like that. So it's just wrong. Guys, man.
Okay. Mark, so US as a world host is selectively undermining its integrity, right? As a global tournament host, supposed to welcome the world together. What do you think? Now we got African Referee Association. FIFA has its own position, but FIFA welcomed that idea and said, well, it's the American decision. They're doing a security check. Do you support that, Mark? I mean, security check. It says security check because they had a ban on Somali now coming to the US. And he's been a Somali national and he was stopped. So when you say they were doing a security check, they're doing a job, then Walk Up FIFA supported this. So where do you stand, man?
Brother Jamal,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go very, 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 very brutal, right?
You want to go gutter, like people say?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to go gutter. Before I go gutter, I will be like,
okay, go on. Just make sure that we got people listening to.
I'm going to be brutal.
You know that you're going to America very soon, so be careful.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let us stop this pretending. I'm not saying you, right? But most Liberian talk show hosts that want to behave like they are holy or like they are perfect. Then don't listen to Joe Rogan. Then don't listen to Kenneth Owen. Then don't Kenneth Owen. Then don't listen to Douglas McGregor. Don't listen to Scott Ritter. Don't listen to Tucker Carlson, because these people I'm talking about, they go very brutal when it concerns. When the person behaves stupid, they tell you you behave stupid. When you talk bullshit, they tell you talk bullshit. You understand? And I want to say this: it's not only this referee. There are other players that are being denied because of the color of their skin, because they are brown-skinned people. There's nobody black and nobody white. These people we refer to as white people, they are pitch. You understand? They are not white. Okay? But when it comes to us, then they degrade us with the description of black. And we also will continue to use black. There's a player who's playing for Switzerland. Also, he's been denied from entering.
For Switzerland?
Yeah, from Switzerland. He's been denied, if I remember right. And there are other players also from other parts of Africa that are being denied also. And Trump, if there was somebody sensible in the Trump administration, they would have intervened to say, no, that ref, no matter what happened, you'll see to if there is even error. But the whole Trump administration, there is nobody in the government who is diplomatic. You understand? Trump himself, he's a bully, he's a coward, he's an idiot when it comes to international relations. He's a novice, he's a criminal artist. I say that with all no regret. Trump is very stupid, because had he been not stupid, the way he behaves sometimes, look, I go as far as Reagan, right? Reagan was very diplomatic. George Bush Sr. was very diplomatic. Bill Clinton was very diplomatic. George Bush Jr. was very diplomatic. I like him, and I still like him, even though he's a damn war criminal. Barack Obama was diplomatic, even though he's a damn war criminal as well. Barack Obama, basically, I know he's asleep. I stay up to watch his debate. But this fool that the American people elected, this idiot, he's destroying America, and they don't know that this clown is destroying America. America is in its worst stage when it comes to foreign relations, and it's because of this fool. It's because of this bully. And what I expect African CAF is a toothless institution. I expect CAF, okay? There's the best referee coming from the continent of Africa. And for CAF to sit there and allow this man to be rejected from the international tournament, from the global tournament, okay? that bring people together from every part of the world. And CAF sit there for an African referee to be. I expected, this is why Africa, first of all, let me expand a little bit, guys. You see, Africa is a spineless, toothless continent, shameless continent. How can the richest continent beg, for example, the Chinese to come and construct your AU center? The same thing, ECOWAS. ECOWAS will beg for European assistance. You understand? So these people, anytime they're ready, they will make mockery of us. We have the power, you understand, to bring China to its knee if the Chinese act stupid towards one African country. We have the power to bring America to its knee when they act stupid towards Africa. And that power we have is you touch one, you touch all. And until we activate that particular power, that you touch one, you touch all, Africa will continue to face this kind of degradation and embarrassment. And I expect the rest of the world to say, you know what, this World Cup, we are walking away from this World Cup. We are not participating in the World Cup. Even, in fact, all African countries, okay, supposed to say, we're not participating in the World Cup. Go ahead with the World Cup. And there's a hypocrisy with the Europeans. When the World Cup was hosted in Qatar and I think Saudi Arabia, right? Qatar and I think one of these, Qatar. You have a lot of criticism coming from Europe and some former European players. Oh, the Qatari, they are this, the Qatari, they are that, the Qatari. But you have not heard one statement coming from no European government because they are all the same old damn group of people that support one another when it comes to degrading other people. And then two, you see, everything that is going on, the Democrats, they are aware and they support every damn thing that Donald Trump is doing because the Democrat is a racist party from the inception. The Republican, let me end a few minutes. The Republican that used to be for the colored man, now the Republican, because they want power, and the reason why they support this clown, the rooster, the big head, that when you put him in the ring with somebody, he cannot use a wrist, his fist to throw a punch. You understand? The reason why the Republicans they support the fool is because the Republicans want power and they were so much fed up with this changing of how they call it children gender from one thing to another. Your child come home and they say, "Oh, Papa, I don't want to be a boy, I want to be a girl." So that's the reason why Republicans, a lot of people supported Donald Trump because of this nonsense. But Donald Trump is a bullet. Donald Trump is a racist. They want to know that Donald Trump is damn racist. Go to Donald Trump, how they call it, inaugural program. If you ever saw one color person there to tell you how racist the fool is. But until Africa, just to end, until Africa act, because the same thing with China, the same thing with Russia, and the same thing with any other country, until we act that power, that you touch one, you touch all, we'll always face this kind of embarrassment.
Wow.
What if George Weah was going to this World Cup? What if it was the old day where you have Nigeria, where you have Cameroon, where you have the big power of Africa, where you have Moko Kano, where you have JJ Okocha then going to the World Cup?
Right.
Is that how this fool was going to be here? Is that how African were going to? So what if the great George Weah, is there how African country would have put their hand between their leg, put their tail between their leg and say, okay, let it be so?
Wow.
So, Jamal, before Linford comes in, there is a morning show in the UK. This morning show, they talk about
let Linford finish so you can play that video, please.
Okay, all right.
Linford, sorry for holding you. Paul, sorry. Linford, go on. The question is, Linford?
I also have a 2-minute video on the same topic, but if Paul can roll his.
Let's do it. Let's finish. Okay, you want to you want to roll it? Now,
roll it, then I can roll another one, then we can combine everything inside.
If you join us, John, this is Bottomline Liberia coming live from mainland Europe. We are discussing main issues affecting the world. Now we're looking at a referee from Somalia, a decorator like Africa's finest, though was stopped from entering to America to be part of the World Cup series that coming up from the 11th of June. So we are discussing. My colleagues will be rolling a video, and you can follow what's being discussed around the world. News channels picked it up. Let's see what happened. What do you get for us tonight?
Okay, this is the ITV in the UK. It's their morning show, and this was the topic for this morning on their shows for our audience to know where the sources are coming from. Let me roll this.
The countdown to the Football World Cup is well and truly on, but there's a little bit of a shadow cast because this guy here is one of the top referees from Somalia, and the US has said you can't come in. And he's actually the #1 African referee at the moment. Wow. But so he's not just any old referee.
Oh my God!
But Somalia is on Trump's banned list, and his name is Omar Atan. He was voted last year as the Confederation of African Football Men's Referee of the Year. FIFA say we can't do anything about this because it's America's decision. What do you think about this, Nelifar?
I genuinely think it's sad and abysmal that FIFA are not standing up for their own referees. The fact that this guy has been voted the best, he seems beloved. Everyone seems to think he's
I would have thought other referees should say, we're not refereeing unless you let this guy in. This is important, actually.
Correct. They should have done. And I do think that it goes to show that obviously Trump is wrong by saying that, there should be a list of countries that no one can come from. This man is skilled and talented at what he does.
Well, Afghanistan, the Somalia, he says we're basically prejudging it. If you're coming from those countries, we don't want you.
Well, this is why they're wrong. This is an example of when such a stupid rule can be seen to be.
There is another theory here, which is that Trump seems to be obsessed with a particular congresswoman who's from Somalia, Ilhan Omar. And it may be a way of getting at her. So have a look. This is his speech on the stump a few weeks ago.
I love this Ilhan Omar, whatever the hell her name is, with the little turban. I love her. She comes in, does nothing but she's always complaining. She comes from a country where, it's considered about the worst country in the world, right? They have no military, they have no nothing, they have no parliament. They don't know what the hell the word parliament means. They have nothing, they have no police. They police themselves, they kill each other all the time. I love it. She comes to our country and she's always complaining about the Constitution allows me to do this. We ought to get her the hell out. She married her brother in order to get in, right? She married her brother.
That, by the way, is not, I don't think, true.
Yeah. I think it's just...
I wonder whether there's that's why this referee's got banned.
Trump is racist, and he has egregiously difficult views about a congressperson. He is not a gentleman. He does not care for politics. What he's doing is he's creating a racial froth within the MAGA movement that he knows will play big to other groups.
The MAGA movement.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think, FIFA should be standing up for their referees. FIFA should be doing something. This is a World Cup. This is
Doesn't
football.
seem right to me.
Playing for players, what do you get for us?
Okay, and this video is by a talk show host who is very well known in America as well. Her name is Chanel Oliver, and of course she's Black American. So she was really touched by this action by the U.S. government to stop this from entering. So I'll roll the video and we'll all listen to it. And in that video, you'll get to know that not only this referee, but several other people were stopped, and some of the players were even screened beyond the normal screening process.
That's how many nations have been banned or restricted from entering the United States for the 2026 World Cup. The majority of them are non-white. The majority of them are African. A country that can't welcome the global majority has no business hosting the world's tournament. Meet Omar Artan. He's CAF's African Referee of the Year for 2025, and he's the first Somali ever selected to officiate at a World Cup final. He arrived at Miami International Airport with a valid visa and a diplomatic passport. The U.S. turned him away and sent him back to Istanbul without an explanation or an apology. FIFA appointed him and the U.S. rejected him. This is what American racism looks like on a world stage. It's unapologetic and totally indifferent to excellence. And he's not the only one. 6 members of the executive committee of the Senegalese Football Federation were also denied entry. And when the Senegalese team itself arrived, footage on social media shows them subjected to excessive and degrading security checks on the tarmac. World-class athletes being treated like a threat on the soil of the country hosting their tournament. No European team is being screened like that when they land. The bias is not subtle, and it never has been. 4 qualified nations, Haiti, Iran, Ivory Coast, and Senegal, have fans that are barred entirely. Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, and Nigeria face visa bans and processing delays. A record 10 African teams are in this tournament, and many African fans are just choosing not to come. They're going to Canada or Mexico instead. And then there's the price. Tickets range from thousands of dollars to tens of thousands of dollars. Following your team from the group stage to the final costs nearly 5 times what it did at the last World Cup. Football Supporters Europe called it a monumental betrayal and filed a formal complaint with the European Commission. Nearly 17,000 fans have canceled their tickets, and close to 80% of hotels in U.S. host cities are reporting underwhelming bookings because the fans who would fill those rooms either can't get a visa or they can't afford a ticket. The United States has rendered its verdict on the global majority. You're not welcome here. Not as a fan, not as a referee, not as a federation official, not as an athlete on the soil of the country hosting your tournament. American bias has exposed something that the world can't ignore. The U.S. is
Okay.
So, guys.
So I don't know what, Paul, you want to go first or you want me to go?
No, Linford, you go because I have my time, and then we'll do another round. You go.
Yeah, you get a bombshell. But we listen to the 2 videos, right? And if you read between the line, the first video Paul played where Trump is lashing out at this Somali woman. So it could be the reason why this referee from Somalia specifically was barred. But again, another question that will come: what about Senegal? You got 6 executive members of their team being refused to enter the U.S. And then their players arrive. Like normally, these players arrive in group, and everybody's walking through the stuff there to get to the terminal. But you hang out that stair and put them down on the tarmac and openly search them as if to say there was a specific threat. Okay, but the question with this referee is, how does America or the Trump administration look at diplomacy, international diplomacy? Anybody traveling with diplomatic passport, I have a diplomatic passport, I enter Europe with diplomatic passport, and I know what diplomatic passport is. Okay, diplomatic passport, they will always give you that warning that a court diplomatic courtesy, that word is there, diplomatic courtesy to the holder of this document. That means you should respect that person. Okay, and so I use diplomatic passport everywhere before I came to Liberia. I mean, Europe. In Sweden, my passport remained in Sweden. So I know how heavy it is. Okay, so for FIFA to give this man diplomatic passport, and then you cancel it, and the scene, I mean, because that is cancellation. How did he get a visa in the first place? You should have denied the man visa from his departure point. But I know the man cannot go get American visa from any other place. He must have gotten it from some American embassy. Why didn't they deny him, but they allow him to come and then you got to disgrace him by sending him back? That is disgrace or slap to the face of FIFA itself. And the commentator or the host for the program that Paul just played, the guy said he thinks the rest of the referee should deny taking part in the program. Yeah. And that being canceled. Trust me, I'm thinking something inside me is telling me that these people will come to their senses and they might other boycott. They say, no, we're not officiate any game until our referee can come. And that's the only way, because FIFA, in fact, United States, when it comes to FIFA, no country in the world is equal to FIFA, because it's the entire world. The president of FIFA is the president of the world in disguise. If people don't know, trust me, the president of FIFA can travel to any country where they play football and he got no hindrance. So the president of FIFA in disguise should be the president of the world. Not even the American president should be equal to him, because America itself is part of FIFA. So how can you do that? That the people who come in to play the game, you stop them, you stop some teams, and this is a people's tournament. So the whole damn World Cup, the portion that should be playing in America should be boycotted. Nobody should go on the field. And you see also the economic impact. You listen to the video. The hotels, people book hotels, and they are canceling them. And the hotels are complaining. They are being underbooked. And remember that when these people come, they'll be buying food and all these things. So it's just a flop. And I think this will be the worst World Cup to go down in history. And I look forward to that. And I want the teams, even the teams that are supposed to play in America, say we will not play. We can fly to Mexico or Canada to go and play. And let them boycott the whole American soil and let them go elsewhere to play. Because the world just got to stand up to do something, or else we live under the stress of being bullied all the time. Now, for Black people, I know we are the biggest people. I mean, we are the largest target of bullies. I'm not talking about us, but what about other people? The FIFA is not only made of Black people. And until we can stand up, or the world can stand up, we live as bullies all the time. And this Hungarian guy who is the president for FIFA, I think.
I brought this up, gentlemen. If you're just listening, we just want to let you know. I brought a picture. This is you just spoke about. FIFA president is a world-class person. He's well respected. We should boycott it. Look what he's doing to President Trump. What do you expect?
Because he doesn't know his own role.
So what do you expect? Do you think, guys? You said just now. I want you guys to pick on this. If FIFA will ever take a decision, because they've already welcomed the American decision that sending the Mr. Acton back was an American decision. They were doing a security check, and this is what at some part of the year you see. This is a newspaper clip we got. Did FIFA create a prize for Nobel hungry Trump? It's a question, because when Trump did not get the Nobel Prize, he created one, he gave it to him, and there's a handshake in the White House. So what do you expect from him against whatever is happening to the players or the athletes that are coming to the World Cup in the U.S.? So, gentlemen, this is. So you think I want to take a round? I want to go back to Mark.
I think this was, this guy is from Hungary, right? Mm-hmm. And don't forget, Donald Trump, closer ally in Europe, I don't mean country, but it was the former Hungarian president, Viktor Orban, right? So Viktor Orban must have something to do with this, because this guy is a Hungarian. I just got to know, from Berlin, that he's a Hungarian. But the thing here is that, look, Donald Trump is an embarrassment to America. You understand? Mm-hmm. The idea, he's so childish and timid that he go after, because of Ilhan Omar, he go after this referee. And because of what happened with the Somali community in, Minnesota, he go after every Somali. To tell you that this guy is a big baby. You understand? Because no president will go down low, okay, to bring embarrassment to America. And look, had I been the president of Senegal, what I saw on the airport, okay, not even in the terminal, just when the guys got out of the plane, you understand? My stars, the celebrities of my country, that generation upon generation said your money, you understand? How they call it? Those other young upcoming stars, you understand, that they look up to, and you embarrass them like that. The Senegalese national team are calling them back home, and then we're not participating in no World Cup.
Expel your diplomat right away.
Yeah, my diplomat in America, I call you back, okay? And the American diplomat, you have to leave. I give you 24 hours, your leave. You understand? And the same thing with FIFA, with CAF. I think African countries should put pressure. The president of CAF, they should be calling for his resignation. You understand? Not to defend that referee and say, look, if the guy doesn't go to ref, and the way the treatment of African players, We're not going to participate. African country come in, they don't want to participate. America cannot do a damn thing to the whole continent of Africa. The whole continent of Africa, they are more powerful than America. Africa just closed all the American embassy on the continent. America will face economic crisis. I can tell you that because of the food, because of the bully. You understand?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
If you just join us, if you just watching joining us, this is the Bottom Liberia. If you're watching the screen right now, we have the FIFA president Giovanni. I think is Giovanni Infantino. That's the president.
Yeah, that's
Infantino. He's not from Hungary. He's Italian.
Yeah,
no, he's not. He's Italian.
He's an
Italian Swiss. He's an Italian Swiss Lebanese.
Man, the man from the same fascist group of people.
Just to make the correction because you said it was from Hungary. It's not from Hungary. Basically, the issue we are discussing here. I mean, people, we on the platform, we are angry. Like we can say we are angry. We are bitter because our decorated referee, Umar Atan from Somalia, was barred from entering the U.S. to ref a game in the U.S. The World Cup that starts 2 days from now. That will be on the 11th of June. And the first thing in Mexico will be playing against what country was that? Mexico will be playing against South Africa. The first match will be the opening match, and now they denied Africans. Not only that, on top of that, we also understand that 12 Iranian officials were barred from entering into the U.S. So that's another information. So Paul, we'll take a Paul on this, then we'll go to another second topic on tonight. Paul, what do you think? What can Africa do to stand to say, the enough is enough? This is too much. I'll take this down, gentlemen. Paul, go on.
I think CAF, the Federation of African Football, should take a bold stand on this one to put pressure on FIFA and the Referee Association to take a stand, because this is not right. If this happened to a European, you'll see the BBC, the CNN, all of these people, they'll be talking about it and they'll put pressure. Remember, the hypocrisy in the West. When Russia attacked Ukraine, what happened? FIFA, they put pressure on FIFA to stop Russia to participate in that. So why are they quiet? This is where they're supposed to show.
Who should be quiet? Who should sing for them? I mean,
FIFA itself. You mean
African? Let me
finish.
No. I want to say something before you continue, please. I'm not interrupting you. I apologize for this. Why you want to blame FIFA when your continent Africa has its own federation? Why they are not taking stand? You want to blame FIFA? Why they're not taking stand?
Listen. I want to say CAF should put pressure on FIFA, because if CAF can do that, then also the Referee Association is global. They have their own thing. Why on earth that they cannot stand with their colleagues? Who the hell is Trump?
Let me just support this small. At this point, CAF, right now, if the African football, that was a different issue. I agree that CAF should do something. But right now, the whole thing is in the hands of what? FIFA. Because the thing we got the UEFA, if something like that happen, you will not expect UEFA to go handle the issue. It will be.
But FIFA. Do you also understand that CAF, officials of CAF is part of it? It's also part of the FIFA leadership.
I agree. But how much can FIFA do, or how much can UEFA do if it was in a European country? But the point
I disagree with you, Linford. CAF can do a lot.
Exactly.
CAF can do a lot. If our referee don't go, if one don't go, the rest
all African.
If the rest of the referee don't go, the teams won't go. Okay, Africa can do a lot, but
we have 10 teams playing. We have 10 teams participating. We all can withdraw.
If the 10 country decides we're going back, that is a mess of the.
There is no World Cup right there.
Yeah.
Once Africa, the continent in general, so we're not going, it's not a World Cup.
But guys,
what's the problem?
For the World Cup.
I want for to get to the bottom line. I want you to guys. I want you to. Okay, I know you are hopeful, but let's see. Let's give a suggestion. What should we do for this situation not to continue? Because reoccurrence of certain thing. Because he did this happened on the 6th of June. Today is what? Today is 9th of June. We have gone 3 days now. Nothing has happened. FIFA welcomed the idea. What do you think African can do, or FIFA can do, or what?
Jomar, we are just afraid of the name America. That's just our name, and our name got nothing beyond it, because Iran has exposed our name. That name got nothing beyond it, just the name America, and that green bad note. And that green bad note is getting to be replaced little by little. That how they say so-called switch system they use for people to transact with one another is being exposed. And the more America continue with their fool, they don't impeach this guy, he will bring America to be ridiculed by little country then. That's what I want to say. So what CAF can do is that if our referee don't go, how many refs we got participating in the tournament? None will go to this something. And if none go, no country, the 10th country or whatsoever, none will participate. That's the solution.
What do you think would be if Liberia was in a game? What would happen?
Jamal, don't say all this topic because you know Liberia is just another country that look.
If I were the president, I call all the players on them back. And America, I would beg America to break diplomatic relations and see if we won't survive.
Don't bring Liberia in the topic.
Listen,
if you bring Liberia in the topic, you kill the whole thing.
Bro, just a minute. If I was the president of Liberia and this nonsense happened, I call the player them back and I beg America to break diplomatic relationship with us. See if we won't survive. And America break diplomatic relationship with Liberia, Liberia will prosper. Because one of our biggest problems, but people don't put the puzzle together, has been this country, America. There's something they call slow down a population prosperity. And America was behind the slowing down of Liberia prosperity when Liberia was a semi-industrial country. People should go back and read and look at the video of Liberia in the 60s, the 70s. I would beg America to break diplomatic relationship with
Brother Mark.
You sound like a communist.
Brother Mark.
You don't sound like a capitalist, you sound like a socialist,
when it
Mark.
comes to Liberia.
And I believe in socialism.
That's what you sound like. You don't sound like capitalist. Go up. Go on.
When it comes to Liberia on this, if Liberia were in this tournament, Liberia will be the one to champion what has happened. They will take side with America. That is the Liberia. Look, I gave one classic example. Russia, United States have an embassy in Moscow. There was an economic forum took place in St. Petersburg. U.S. and other countries around the world went for that. But Liberia, because they are so close to America, they are afraid to even have an embassy in Moscow. Think how we think. And that's why we're going to the next topic. Because when it comes to Liberia and America, something just wrong with Liberia.
Yeah,
and when people say,
but I would disagree with you. If you go into history also, there have been places where other Liberian presidents, they stood up against America, most especially when it came to the fighting of for African countries independent. You understand? Liberia always on the front as a lone wolf. Yeah, I want to tell you that,
bro. That was then.
Yeah, if you talk about that, I would say yeah, because you got cowards running the country.
All right then, guys. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll come back with this course. There's a pastor in Nigeria called. He's a prophet. What's his name? Elijah. What's his name again? Elijah or something. Ideology or something like that. It's okay. Honestly, this important thing is he's a prophet. He's been causing real stir for Liberia, and more especially the government. We'll be talking. He said the president was tired, the country was confused, Liberia was confused, the economy was confused, the president should retire. Now, he just came on, a kind of series. He just released another series. In the episode, there's a season 1, episode 2 is out. So we'll be telling you the video, the recent episode. Don't go away, stay with us. We'll be with you. The new release from the... I'm sorry, we'll be in the second after this break. Thank you very much. This is the Bottomline Liberia. My name is Jamal Kamara. My colleagues here, Paul the Lord Chillipley in London, Mark Judafai in Sweden. We also have Linford Egon Goe tonight from Norway. Francis is now with us tonight. Francis Monuments also come from Sweden. He's now with us tonight, so he's being replaced kind of for now by his colleague Mark Judofa with us tonight. One long-time panelist on the show. Now, our second topic tonight, if you just joined, I want you to share the show. It's quite
interesting. With a long time,
you still want to remind you that you've been away from us. With the pastor is here, the Nigerian pastor, the president, and the diplomatic crisis. There's a Nigerian pastor that who's been in the flesh of the government, the Liberian government. He said to us, like 3 days ago, he released a video, say, I call it, is, he kind of created a season. You got episode 1. The episode 1 was the last thing he said. Liberia was confused, the president was confused, the country was confused, the economy was confused, and the president retired. And now we have the second episode. Episode 2 is out. So we'll be playing you what he said after this something. And what happened when he made that statement, that pronouncement, that the country was confused, the woman was old, the president. We're talking specifically about President Boakai. Now, we complain. How did we complain? We'll talk about that. We complain to the Nigerian government. We'll tell you the response to that complaint. Probably you may have known the result of that complaint. But, when the clergyman knew that he's been, the video went viral, he came back with second edition. So, gentlemen, Paul, what do you got?
I told them in Liberia, I said, your president is confused. They started howling. They are bragging. Let me give you one more. Your president is confused, but you cannot understand. Your economy will you will suffer in Liberia. Hardship that you have not experienced, you will see it. Your eyes will not open until when the president leaves. I'm expecting you one more time. Things will not go well because your president does not understand what it takes. He's confused. The time of that confusion, you will see it. Before you Liberia to liberate you, time must have gone.
Wow, that's episode 2. So I will not talk much. I will let it roll. I'll come from lean forward to Paul to Mark. That's it. Episode 1 was the season. We in season 1. We have a series going on.
Episode 1.
No. Not okay. You know what? In the series, you always play episode 1, then you go to episode 2. Now with this season 1, let's play episode 1. What do you got for episode 1?
Liberia, your president is confused. So the economy of the country is confused. Everything about the country is confused. So confusion from now till 2029 in Liberia. The man is tired. Why can't he resign?
When they play this, when you play the clip, I would think that I would be laughing. People think we're taking this guy serious. You know what bothers me a lot? The question I will ask my colleagues on the platform tonight is, if this prophet, he called himself a prophet, which I don't deny, he's a prophet. If the prophecy has no truth to it, why the government is rattled? Why? People been saying something.
You guys just a minute.
Okay, go on.
You can ask a question. I'm listening, okay?
You can come back later on and answer our question if you had a chance. The question is, why this taking the center stage? Why the prophet is taking the center stage? He's a clergyman. He's been there. People say he's a good friend of President Weah. This is why he's playing political game. But now he's been saying this all day long. Now this one is catching a lot of fire. It's going all over the country. People are insulting him. But my question is, if the prophecy is not true, why should we be worried, gentlemen? Linfo.
And when I heard this thing from episode 1 and the episode 2 here, I just been laughing. And you know why I laugh? I laugh at these people, Liberians especially, who small thing they run into prophet. Small thing they run into prophet. And they believe what the prophet say. So if you believe what the prophet say, why are you having problem with the main prophecy? Because you trust this man here. I trust the doctor. I go to the doctor all the time, or I go to another doctor. But all of them doing the same work. But because they want it ain't work for me, or medicine didn't work for me, then I get mad at him. So I don't understand, because these are people, like people, they believe in Howard, they believe in prophecy, they believe in prayer. So they always run into prophet. So the prophet, and who can speak to prophet? And I go, who can? So
the question I leave for I will ask you. So it says the is a inconvenient voice dressed in a religious cloth. That's what you're thinking.
No, no. They're Christians. They believe in God and they believe in the man of God, the prophet. So I believe what they say means for me. The man
So
that
the
saying loud. The man talking true.
The prophet is prophesying. That's what you're saying. Okay. The prophet is prophesying, no?
Yeah, the prophet is prophesying from God. So why are they having problem? So are they saying that God can lie?
But did not say God says so. He said probably he's saying it. Whatever he says on the pulpit is from God, I think.
Yeah, but wait. Prophets, as we know, there are people who God spoke to. Who can talk to God, and why all they say that God, the prophet Elijah and all the people here, God spoke to them. So if God is speaking to this prophet, why or when are they saying that okay, that different God they may talking to, or is that the same God who they can go to? No, that the people say and play my woman. The prophet is right. For me, the prophet is right. I'm a Liberian. I don't control anybody bad morphing us, but in this instance, when Liberian people, everything about them is for God. I'm not saying when I love God because I know I believe in God, but my God is me. God is inside me. No God saying elsewhere that are looking at God is inside me. So who can go run behind God? The God that inside you unrespected, you'll go run behind another one that's sitting there behind his car that you never see. So somebody come from there tree and say, this thing God, he talk to me, then you say, no, I don't know. And that the people that you can respect. You respect no God inside you. So the prophet is right.
I'll come back to you because you will tell me some things are happening in Liberia that also the prophet may have used. You have these instances that why people are crying, people are complaining. There could be some reasons. I'll come back to you, Paul. The clergyman Elijah Ayodele, yeah. And when you fire, yeah, the government responded. People want to know when the government responded, what would they respond? What the government did?
Jamal, before I talk, let me say something here. After 2,000 years, all the prophets, the modern day prophets are found in Nigeria. And Liberia, all our new pastors in Liberia go to Nigeria for training. So when a Nigeria prophet talk, in Liberia, they respect them. I can give names. The T.D. Joshua, the late T.D. Joshua, Pastor Craze, these are all people when they go to Liberia, they follow the stadium. So this is a Nigerian prophet. So Liberia worship the prophets from Nigeria. So this prophet has spoken that our government know what the prophet has said is true in it. That's why they decided to respond to the prophet. If no true in it, they will not respond. But the truth
but why are they responding? Why are they getting that? Because they made a prophet, the man of God. God spoke through the man.
The man of God said, our president is tired. Our president is confused. So, and we know, Liberians know that our president, this guy, he's tired. You remember the inauguration ceremony, the president, when he came up, he got confused, he fell out. Remember, this is the president that there's some program he had, they called him to take to the podium, he was going somewhere else.
They had to bring him back.
So the Nigerian prophet have been following so all of these things the prophet said, it is true that we all know the old man is tired. We know that. So when the old man, remember, he in a state of confusion, a confused person that appointed Paul Cholope to be Minister of Finance, and then he went and appointed Linford to be the same Minister of Finance. That confusion. So that the prophet picking order, the old man is confused, and we know he is confused, and that's the reality. How on earth you decide to appoint people? You have the right to appoint and dismiss, but you appointing 3 persons on one position and you don't know who. You say, oh, but I thought the name If Jamal meant to go there, how come it's Paul? So that confusion, my brother, and the prophet is seeing them. So our government know, and the people, the citizens know that the old man is confused.
Okay. Wow. Brother Mark, you're back. Thank you for coming back. The issue is when the bishop fire or the prophet fire, the primate Elijah Ayodele fired on us, that our government was confused, the economy was confused. Now, our foreign minister, Sarah wrote a letter.
Yeah.
She wrote a letter to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Bianca, what's her last name? I forgot, the former Ojuku's wife, who is Bianca, who is the foreign minister in Nigeria. He wrote out as foreign minister complaining about the clergyman. You do know the response, right? Share if you have a response, Paul, share the response. So I want Mark to speak on this. So what was your letter written to the, what's the letter? Do you have it?
I don't know if I've done
okay.
a letter.
Just tell us what's the response when they wrote to the ministry, the foreign ministry, complaining about the clergyman. What was the response from Nigeria, Paul? I know you followed that story.
Well, the thing is, some Liberians are claiming that letter is not from Nigeria, but we know there was a letter sent by the foreign minister to her counterpart complaining the situation. So this issue about the letter, people are complaining, say it's a fake letter. We don't know yet whether it's fake, but we know that our foreign ministry wrote. So the thing is, the fact is that they wrote a government based on an individual who says something. Now, if you look at it, what are they writing on another country? Is that what they did in Liberia when they decided to silence people who gone critical of the government, like the man Corso, for example, who in jail today? Because if you say anything, they go after you. This is why they decided to ask the Nigerian government to silence the pastor. That was the intent of the letter from our government. You see, we don't respect freedom of speech in Liberia, so they take it to another level. But anybody can say anything. Look, on this program tonight, look at my brother Mark. He went hard on Donald Trump. Should the Americans say, oh, you're close Bottomline because he went hard on Donald Trump? Look at this clip that we play from the ITV morning show, that this woman was saying Donald Trump is racist. But in Liberia, when you say something, if it's not favorable, then they want to silence you. So they're asking the Nigerian government that, look, you'll do something to close this guy's church. That's the intent of the letter, but it's Nigeria, it's different.
Okay.
But they respond. I think they respond. And Chima is asking about the response. There are very few lines in that response. And one of the things
yes, what I'm saying, I saw people saying it's not genuine. So
it's real. It's real. Okay.
Talk to us.
Even if they say it's not real, but we know the real letter. So whatever we see is a response. And that response, they response clearly says that Nigeria is a democratic state and they respect human rights and free speech. So the pastor spoke in his church behind his pulpit. He's not a minister. He doesn't represent government. So what can you do? If you want to sue him, go sue him. Go, you know. But Nigerian government will not go to and say, don't talk. No.
You guys hear me?
I'm going to go to you now. I want a question before you go on straight. The question comes to you. It says, Mark, the question on the issue of this clergyman. Is it a prophecy or inconvenient voice in religious clothing?
I want to start from, I'll answer a question while I want to start from where Linfo just spoke about. That letter in the first place, I saw a lot of Liberian, even my big brother Anthony Kessely, who is in a very, responsible role.
He's a national security
vice, deputy.
National security advisor,
Anthony Kessely been removed from his position?
No, he's national security advisor.
You are deputy minister of state for president.
He's not security advisor.
Okay, that was sorry, I'm making a mistake. My apology. Exactly. That's Kofi Woods, right?
So my big brother Anthony Kessely even responded to such letter on his Facebook page that, oh, look at how embarrassing such a letter is from Nigerian government. You're talking about a country that got more educated people than your country, Liberia. You're talking about a country that got people, with vast knowledge. Do you think Nigeria government, for me, until that letter, Nigeria said, oh, we respond to Liberia, that letter circulating, I don't want to believe, because there are a lot of grammatic error in that letter. You understand? So I don't believe that Nigeria respond to that letter. And then to tell you that we Liberian, I will defend the government in some places and I will criticize the government, you understand? We Liberian ourselves, if we were thinking the way we process our thoughts, you understand? One of our biggest problems, I always say, and it's a music for me, is the way we process our thoughts, you understand? We know that President Baka is in a very old age. And for you to be that position you are at, it's a chief executive officer position you're sitting in that got a lot of different sector of corporation or companies. You understand that you have to be energetic on your games. You understand, because you're dealing with different company as a chief executive officer. That not yet one company that you are responsible for. You understand? And for Liberian to elect somebody who is 80 plus, that means we ourselves, we are confused. It's not just the president who is confused. So for they to come out to say, oh yeah, he's a man of God, that they play, I said the government said they are less basic people. And Liberian, the reason why I'm talking about this thing, because it has become something now. So we ourselves, the Liberian are pick up the man, we are less basic people. Because if the government were doing the people well, development as a whole, even if communists come to power tomorrow, Madam will not just fall from the sky tomorrow. No, because Alexander coming, he's been in ballroom, he know how to do business. No, the country will go through some difficulties before things start getting better. You understand? Madam will not just fall from the sky. You understand? So the road that, how they call it, Baka development is taking, who knows? Maybe it could pay off. But they are just less basic people for which they will go after men like Prophet Key, for which they will go after men like Yeke Koluba, for which anybody that thought they go after you. It's just a less basic government and a confused government, because a government that is focused, it will be focused on its objective by doing the Liberian people job. But this is a less basic government. And if the old man was not tired in his, 60s, I think some things that are going on in his administration, he will put foot on it and say, no, this one not supposed to happen. This one not supposed to happen. But he's just a tired old man. And his supporters are very confused people, for which they are adding to the country being embarrassed. Why go after such a con man who say he's a man of God? What gave you the proof that that man is a man of God? What the proof? For me, I'm not a religious person. No. I believe in it. I believe God is also in me, because I believe in the one who created the sun. I believe in the one who created me. I believe the one who created nature. I believe the one who separated daylight from darkness. That's the one I worship. I do not worship nobody telling me about religion. I do not worship nobody telling me about paradise. Have you seen paradise before? Say your great-grandfather died and I say he left us from paradise before? Or say one of your witchcraft relatives went to hell. They not say he left us from hell before? So I don't believe in anything. I used to be member of these things before, member of the organization before, but after studying the organization, the death, the life they took upon this earth, and come out to say, oh yeah, they represent the God Almighty. No, I don't believe in this thing, and I don't believe anybody telling me, oh yeah, you are men of God. What the proof that you men of God?
So, you know what? Let me say something, Jamal, quickly. Do you know when you have a 419 government and another 419 person go after a 419, the 419 person get angry? So they call artists who claim to be a prophet has gone after a 491 government, a lying government. So they're getting angry that this guy stepping on their toe, because when he said the old man should step aside. That wall step aside. That's the one that getting them more irritated. Why should the old man step? He said the old man is tired.
Labyrinth ourselves. We know that the old man is tired.
It's tired.
We know that the government is going through difficulties. You understand? And if they were doing the people good work, that it will pay off tomorrow, that difficulty must happen.
Exactly. So,
Well,
you see the point. You see where the thing come from. Why they get so angry?
Let me throw out a question. What if this prophet had just said, "Oh, the old man is wise. He's doing the best for Liberia."
You know,
today the internet will be playing samba all over the place. That the old man is wild because they so.
They were inviting for the July. They were inviting for July 26th to be the officiating pastor.
No, they come to July 26th. The old man is tired.
Right, guys.
Jamal, hold on. Tiago Gonglo made a video months ago that when Joseph Baga complained, said the issue with the war in Iraq, I mean the Iran and America war when it stopped the Strait of Hormuz, right? Joseph Baga said if we did our work, we're not going to catch up with it. So Tiago Gonglo said you go to work 11 o'clock, you don't know what your minister is doing. You should be the one going to the office to make sure they're doing the work. Now you hear complaining. So in that sense, he is tired. And they call artists in Nigeria. He followed the Liberian story. He knows the situation. So he picked on the point that
already on the word that
it's written. So if it's a politician to say that in Nigeria,
how they call it, say he's sung man who won on the how they call it mountain to receive commandment from God.
Seriously, guys, seriously, I'll take exception when you describe this honorable men of God from Nigeria as come men. I will take exception.
Man, you don't see that man convoy? Go see that man convoy in Nigeria. That man convoy, these people
that Syria prophet said the man saw and he gave it up, but who are looking at? The man said for now, the 2029, let's wait and see. The signs are already on the wall. Look at marketers. People who selling market get to make
man, the only man I believe who's a man of God, the man who will behave like John the Baptist. That the man I will call man of God.
They call the man head.
Yeah, they call the man head, but I will not because they call it head. That's the reason why I would believe. But John the Baptist, he will always giving. You are always blessing people. You are always giving. You are not taking from people.
Story, man.
Okay, then, guys. Okay, listen, what you got to add?
You call the man a man of God.
Okay, now we're just discussing the pastor who got episode. So probably we'll do another episode 3 will be coming out soon. So this is season 1. We got episode. We got season 1. Season 1 has not ended. We got 5 episodes to be released. We just got episode 2. So probably by next week we got episode 3. But in the meantime, if we got something to rule concerning about the situation in Liberia with a seller.
Okay, guys. When this pastor talks, and this is one of the reasons why I want to give him credence, because these people, this Unity Party government, they were in opposition for 6 years. In fact, they left for 12 years before, and then they went in opposition for 6 years, just like half time. You know, when you play, they give half time to go and see all your mistakes. So they were in opposition for 6 years, realizing all the mistakes are made and looking at the mistakes that the real government were making, and then getting ready to come to correct all of the mistakes. And they came with this big promise. In fact, they had a platform where they impregnated it with 5 heavy themes. Okay? And then everybody had a hope that they will come and do the best. In fact, they boasted of having all the experience, which everybody was looking for, which Liberian people were wishing for. And then the Une came and things are turning like this when men of God prophesy, then they get mad. But back home in Liberia, people who voted this government, they are now getting mad because of certain things that is happening that they don't like. Because some of them are not working and some of them are ordinary marketers. And we know that some of these marketers, they make market to send our children to school. So let's hear what this lady had to say. And as a sound of disclaimer, I'm not talking in favor of this lady, this market, because number one, I don't know which part of the Monrovia city she's selling that the government wants her to move. But there are two things I want to look at here. Number one, that she's complaining that this is the only way that she can send her kids to school and she had no other source of income. But the thing is, if in the government's effort to keep the city clean, they have given people advice to leave certain part of the city, not to sell, then she also does not have the right to be there. But this is a confusion that this pastor is referring to. This is just part of it. So let's listen to what this lady had to say concerning the issue with the government.
Yeah, as for me, I chat to Harris. I'm not having money. I will take my 6 children and carry them to Joseph Bogahab and lead it, and he will support my children. If my children there, if they do something to my children, if the law is not there for everybody, they will get to know. The law is there for everybody. There I am a poor woman, I don't have it, and they have it. But if they do something to my children, that's the Satan, they will know that the law is not for one person. Nobody is against the law.
You know, they accept to go live with us.
I'm not saying me. I send my children. Yeah, let them say they will send my children to school. Because they say I shouldn't do anything. I shouldn't see how to send my children to school. So I know that they are able to send my children to school.
Okay, so like we said, I don't know where in Monrovia this lady is selling, and if it is part of the demarcation land that people are not supposed to sell, well, we are not backing her, but she is saying that that's the only place that they're supposed to be selling, and they got nothing to do, and so everything is confused. You see, this president, a couple of months ago, they were demolishing people's home around the 72nd area. When the people complained to him, what he said God is not making new land anymore. You see, so everything is just confused. I mean, that's why I believe that this man of God, we should give him some credence, because this is the man who would have also come out to say, oh, the government is doing good, and we'll all be hopeful. So if the man sees that, oh, God refused to the man that there will be calamity, hardship will increase between now and 2029, and people complaining, why are we complaining so early? We got to wait to see whether the man lie or it's not true.
So, Linford, they're already hardship in Liberia. We don't have to wait for 2029. They're hardship already in Liberia. Prices are up. Salary, people not getting the kind of money they're getting. The people who selling on the street, the buyers, they go buy things in US dollar. And when they sell it, they don't get anything out of it because you have APA terminal that ripping people off. So they know that things are hard and nobody can tell you things now. So every year it's getting harder. So the so-called prophet, he understands the game and he know that things already hard. Tomorrow things will be hard. Day after tomorrow things will be hard. So it will continue. So this guy prophet, he just telling us the reality. Remember, when Alexander Cummings said that nothing changed, and Donald Sano and other ones started abusing, say he political dwarf. So this prophet, he followed Liberia State. There's nothing changed. So we remove George Weah. And we use the war on George Weah, say George Weah was incompetent. All of them said it. Now, the man who now supposed to be the man in charge, George Weah record said looking good.
My man, have you seen Joseph Barker, how they call it, security team? You know how they can look like? They can always form not a circle, but they can form what we call the triangle. The triangle, I mean, they can form, the diamond. The diamond, not a triangle. They can form a diamond around Joseph Barker. One person standing behind and two on the side, and the two, they are very close to him. The one standing behind, that one standing behind, just in case when you fall backward. So that one they can always form. That one they can always form. No, but in people who, how they call it, that guy, security man, that they can always form that diamond around Joseph Baka. Joseph Baka went to one program local today. The other security, he's very close by. Why is it the man giving speech? He's standing behind, how they call it, the Pope or something. You're just standing right close to him, you can't get in speech. People know that, oh yeah, security man is standing there. Oh, president, that man is tired. We Liberians, we know that the man is tired. But for Nigerian crow who sit down in Nigeria, how they call it, my man, if you see that man convert long more than Joseph Baka convert.
Yeah, but let me Margo,
who taking from
we
a flock?
Say we Liberians who know that they owe me tired, but we're not saying it. Nobody saying it. Nobody dare to say. So if somebody come to do the dirty work for us, why are we getting mad?
No, but the thing is, you know, I was just telling a friend of mine to the brother Linford, and I always tell people, I said, look, the problem in Liberia today, those are us that sit on the fence and say, oh, that country, I ain't got nothing to do with that country politics, man. You are also part of the problem. Because if you think Liberia will move forward without your participation, you are lying. Because if you look at the political landscape in Liberia, only 1 million people that are concerned when it comes to the direction the country go. Meaning that 1 more million people get the right, go to vote. You understand? What happened to the rest of the 3 something million? You understand? Exclude the people in the diaspora. So that means the 3 something million, they are satisfied with the condition. Because if you are not satisfied with the condition, you get off your butt to go and vote. You understand? Because your vote matter. But you sit down home, you complain, oh, I'm trying to political system in the country.
No,
if you're not if you're not satisfied with the political system in the country, you help to join some of the institution to transform the institution and go for the country to move in the direction that your children will be better off. But you sit down home and you complain, oh, the politician, politician. No. You are also part of the problem. Move from the
Linford, let me add to what Brother Mike just said. The situation in Liberia, the country is confused. I agree with it. They call artists bishop. If you go to Red Lab Market, if you visit Liberia, go to Red Lab Market. People selling and sitting on, they sit in there to sell. Some person was sitting there to sell Linford. So the people are confused. The president is confused. The government is confused. The people are confused. And the pastor said it right. So if you go to your village, Linford, you think the old man will be cooking and they'll see there around us, they'll cook food there. In Monrovia, go to Douala Market. Garbage part of people sitting there selling. That normal, the people are confused. So let's say they call the thing the truth. The pastor said, the pastor.
The part I disagree with. No, but the part I disagree with, Brother Paul. I don't want us to dignify the pastor. We ourselves, we know the situation. But the pastor mustn't oh yeah, that man. You know, the attention we're giving that man the first play that they play, I want for
let me ask you, Mike.
Hold on, guys.
Let Paul finish and answer your question. I'll answer you guys.
Let me finish. The artist pastor have traveled to Liberia many times. He know the terrain. He people go to Liberia all the time. Now, they know that people sit in there in Douala Market to sell. Now, normal people do that. Are confused people do that. He knows that. So they call artist pastor decided to say, look, these are the problem for Liberia. It's not, he's not prophesying anything. He just telling all the truth. Because in Liberia, we don't have politicians that have the balls to tell Joseph Baka, say you are tired. But they were able to tell George Weah that he was incompetent. If you do that, what happened? You will Prophet Key. They silence you. You remember the border issue? The president said he having some kind of, diplomacy going on. Nobody know, but they con artists decided to talk. They wrote Nigeria. See the confusion in the whole thing. You cannot talk about Ebola, but you can talk about the con artists. When Comey said
how can you read that? The only man who can tell Joseph Baka anything want to tell Joseph Baka that Alexander Cummings, there are two, Alexander Cummings and George Weah. And Baka cannot put the two men in jail. But the thing is,
they don't have the balls to do it. That's the point I'm making.
No. I would disagree that
you
they
can
don't
disagree,
have the
but
okay, let me tell you my question now.
Okay, Linford, let me take a quick break, then you get a question, then we'll settle down. Come on, please, let me have a quick break. Then you, then you.
Welcome to Your Story, where real lives meet real truth. I'm your host, Francis Mona-Menza, and every week I sit down with remarkable guests to uncover their journeys that shape their lives, the struggle they survive, the breakthroughs they earn, and the lessons that can change your life. This is not just a conversation. This is your story, a life experience that goes deep, gets real, and leaves you with something to think about long after the streams. Join us every Saturday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, live on the Bottomline Liberia. Don't just watch, be a part of the conversation, because every story matters, especially yours.
Hey, brother, you wanna know what we're doing down here? How we do, things we do, what we do.
Yes, once again, thank you very much for joining us, John, Mr. Mensa, on Saturday at your time, 8 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, your European time, we'll be discussing your story. Linfa, over to you.
Okay. So Mafa, I want to, and Paul is a little bit dangling. At one point, he will switch to the pastor side and supporting me. At one point, he will condemn me as being a con artist. But I'll leave Paul for now. But you, Mark, you are taking a strong stand against his pastor. He say he got long comfort. Yes, people trust him. If people did not trust him, they would not be with him. But the question I want to ask is, what this pastor said, no Liberian politician wants to say, Cummings try, the people came at him. George Weah, no, I don't think he's ready to say anything. And all the other 19 political parties that participated in the election, they all gone swear. We know where they're going, some of them being dissolved. But the question here is, if this man, from his prophetic wisdom, can see these things, and nobody can, because nobody, the men are men of God, nobody can deny whether that go through him or he not go through him, or he just said and said it. But at least he said it. People know him that the profession will know him by as prophet. The man say our government is confused, and we can see signs around. If you look around, you can see signs. Where no here, no day, the president get ready one day, the people who they put there so repeat 5 years, he get grab them, move them from there, bring another person. They get ready, they do they want to all kind of things that happening. That confusion. Confusion ain't mean that the person be stupid, but confusion, no agreement, everything get upside down. They move and speak out, all the kind of things we've been seeing it. So this prophet said it. And then we are saying that, oh no, we should not give him credence. And none of us want to say it. So why shouldn't we give him credence? Yeah, the question, why shouldn't we give him credence?
Yeah, because if I give him credence, that means I got no sense of processing issue. Because
but did he lie? Did he lie?
As somebody, wait, you asked me a question. As somebody who can process issue, I know that there is confusion in the government from the way the government, the employee, you understand? From the way the employee manage what the employer gave them for them to manage, I know that there is confusion. I know that they are not prioritizing the work of the Liberian people. They are very timid. You understand? They go after people for criticizing them because they don't understand what democracy is. Because if you understand democracy is, then you support a strong opposition, because a strong opposition in a country, it helps you to come up with the best solution. Even in your own political party, there are opposition in your political party for which you go for what? You go for, how they call it, a convention. And at that convention, what happened? You got people opposing one another that are vying for position. So if you understand democracy, you study democracy, you won't be confused government. You will do the good work of the people. No government that is doing the good work of the people will focus on giving people, how they call it, credence that they don't deserve. People like picking like Prophet Key, you put in jail. You go after Yeke Koluba because of national security. But national security, you were in a barrack where you were framing people then are supposed to go, you're putting them on YouTube. People that are supposed to join the army, they must read 4 words sentence. That are own national security that you're exposing to. You want to talk about national security? Yeah, you want to talk about national security? So everything is on the wall, Brother Linford. That's what my problem is. Everything is on the wall. The idea we talk about the pastor, how they call it, Liberian people, oh, the pastor say, oh, why do you need a pastor to tell you? That means you don't think for yourself.
Yeah, but because nobody's saying it.
Is.
Yeah, nobody's saying it loud. Anyway,
people are not forced to say it. The thing is on the wall. The thing is on the wall, bro.
She might meet her.
You know how many 419 pastor in Nigeria?
The question I put the picture up here is that the former President George was saying with the pastor. I mean, he's been a good friend to the pastor. You can see exchanging gift with the clergyman. And the question is, probably people are saying that the argument is that people are saying that he's a couple of pictures out there with the former President George Weah and Prophet Elijah Ayodele. But the people are saying that he's singing this song for George Weah because they have been good friends for a very long time. He visited him in Nigeria. He's been a good friend of the president. So what that could be like, he's a clothes, they use his religious clothes or robe to just embarrass the president. Is that could be another option, another way around it? That's why I'm asking you guys. Because you can see now with George Weah, he didn't do this. Well, he's been around before when George was in power. He didn't make any statement, and we have issues in Liberia. From George Weah up to
sorry for interrupting you. There was another pastor before doing this gun election who said one of these people I think was never going to be president in Liberia, or there was one other pastor before who said something.
I think it's the same pastor. 1 second, I want to play something.
How many?
Sorry, boss. Go on, Mark.
And there was one other pastor, I think like Prince Johnson, or one of these guys went to him. I can't recall the actual story, but I think never happened. A vision never came to reality.
Joshua.
He said something about one of these men. Okay, so these people, for people to sit down and dignify the people. The whole Labrador community are talking about they men are pastor. They men hustling from George Weah pocket. And if I was George Weah, honestly speaking, what George Weah have done, he should not come back to the Liberian presidency to come embarrass himself, because the whole world now, George Weah is a diamond to the whole world because of what he had done. And he come back to the country where the people then they confused. He said he would jump back to that confusion because he said he would go in the studio and start making music. He will be used worse than Joseph Barker. So what George Weah need to do now is to build himself a foundation that the international community going to support him. They will send him on error and stuff where people having dispute over election. He can build a very good intellectual, how they call it, a foundation that little by little will make him to be equipped. But Labrador coming back to the Liberian presidency, how prepared is he to solve the problem that Liberia is facing
all of
now.
us Liberians are confused.
How prepared is he?
You know, according to the prophet, because myself I'm confused. Why the whole government got to go listen to one man?
He the professor. He's confused. The RJK said George will be president. He's a confused man. I said, no, the whole thing said to dignify the man. The man is a confused man because this man is supposed to know that the problem that Labrador faced with now, Georgia should not come back to the presidency. He come out to the presidency, he will put himself in the mud. How
but they may not really campaign for Georgia. The man say the government is
confused. What we are seeing right now, Limpo,
you see what happened here, Jamal? You see what happened? It's the Unity Party people that are going around getting all of these clips and putting it back, say that George Weah friend. They're elevating George Weah. They confuse Unity Party people. That's the point here. You see, Unity Party is a confused party. You see, when you come on lies, and when the lies catch up with you, you can't do anything, you get very confused. This is what I'm saying.
You get be forced with everybody.
Exactly. The old man sat down for 6 years and he lied to the people saying you are all alone. And you are not alone. You know that.
Brother Paul and Brother Joma and Linford, there's some dangerous thing going on in Liberia. And I want to bring it to the attention of our viewers. You know, the 14 or 16 years hardship that Liberia went through that caused Liberia to go backward 100 some more years. It's the same thing that unfolding today. Running behind people, little by little, running behind people, little by little. It's what the Unity Party, okay, they are nourishing today. It's what the Unity Party, they are incubating today. It's what the Unity Party, they think they alone, they got the right to violence. They think they alone. They are the only violent people in the country. But when the cop get full, we Labrador will all regret. No, I don't nobody my help.
No, when emphasize.
Yeah, when the cop get full, you understand. Because John Brown says something tomorrow, you're wrong behind. There's a boy who video in the ANC chat room. If you see how they beat that guy, if any of you guys have seen that video, y'all will say, wow, this thing happening in Liberia.
Without that video, it's too bad. Okay? It's too bad, It's too bad.
How many people you think when they fall victim to Liberia that you get only 2,000, how they call this AFL soya? That the country you're just tempting people with whole day, you beat the other one, you run behind the other one, you go to the other one.
Brother Mark, the police drug person said 2 days ago that the police officers, before they start where they can drinking juice, they can be drunk. So you see how confused the country is? If the police can take, this is the point they pass, as they call as a pastor, he's telling the situation in Liberia, and he said, well, I got to tell Liberians the truth because nobody dare to say, nobody dare to say it. The country is confused.
I just in my previous statement, I said that in order for you to sit in a position as chief executive officer, you must be energetic. You understand?
Which I agree
with.
The
same thing what made Ellen Johnson to set that country backward today. That woman, she was in the age that she never had what we call, what the word I always use again, the energy that wake up from our bed. I said, what I used to use for it. You understand? That woman, she never had it for with that country. No foundation. The 16-year Ellen stayed in power in that country. Ellen was supposed to set institution, what they call institution. She was supposed to build real institution in our country. With all the degree that Ellen had. Let me get control.
Don't go after. Hold on. Because what happened, Omer Barker told us early parking, because if he was on the race, Liberia would be better than. So now they gave him they gave it to him. Say, you told us that Eddie jet parking, but you could have done better than Eddie. So he got it now. So let's forget about Eddie and give this guy who told the nation that he was packed. But if you're not be a parker, you're going to do better than Eddie.
Yeah, but
now he get it.
but report. You know, you live in Europe, yeah. Jamal live in Europe, Linford live in Europe, yeah. My man, we know how the managers in Europe, the time they put in, Brother Paul, the document they go over. You understand? The work ethic they live by. You understand? So being a chief executive officer for a country, you understand? Being a CEO of a country that got different institutions in that one government, Brother Paul. Then, Brother Paul, I bet you, look for some 65-year or 70-year-old man and gave him 20-page document to go through. That woman further in Europe, that woman tells you, no, I can't go through that. He tired.
Okay.
Then so, talk about Pape Baka who get the first of all, you get the defense minister reporting to you. You get the national security advisor reporting to you. You get the finance minister reporting to you. You get the foreign minister reporting to you. You get the other director reporting to you. You get the other one coming. You get the other diplomat calling for it. You get the other person coming. You think 80-year-old man, but we mustn't lie to ourselves to say we know, man. We need a person to tell us.
So, Jamal, you've been asking questions, but we really want to hear your own say here too regarding this thing that this so-called prophet said our old man is tired. And because he's tired, let you hear your own say.
He said, you're pretty man. 1 second.
The thing is, for me, it's like one good thing I was listening to. Before I want to drag this, we're going to talk about South Africa, which I mentioned at the start of the conversation of the program. You know, the one thing Nigerians are very good at exporting out of the world is churches, religious faith organizations. They are very good at that. And so whatever comes from the prophet month, it should be considered as a prophet, a prophecy. So whatever he said, probably we may not like it. I'll be honest with you, we may not like it. He did not prophesize it, but because he's a man of high level, high leverage. And if you look at our situation today, a man who spent 40-some years in government, the president, he has now delivered anything going to the third year in his leadership. Then we are sitting there still praising him. We're getting on the street, organizing a group called Nimbo calling for his re-election. Then if you listen to the prophet, you will say that he means something. And we up to the president. So I'm saying to the fact that what he said, the old man may sound like people may call him as a con artist, but the hard question is, he's saying what we can say. This is a fact. We cannot say it. And we have an issue in our country. The issue is we dare not to say it. So some of our answer will tell us. We need to be honest with ourselves compared to what's happening in Burkina Faso today, and that of the first guy in Ibrahim Traore 2 years to third year leadership. You see the massive changes that took place in our country, compared to what's happening in Liberia, where an oldest republic with resources, with educated people, we stay struggling to put things together. We stay promising people. So I believe that what the prophet said, we may not like it, but it's a hard truth. Liberians themselves, we are confused because, like Mark said, we let the people, somebody who know that he's in late age should be retiring and should be given a chance. Someone brilliant, young, and able to deliver for the country. And then that's the play we came as confused nation, as a people. Then the president doesn't know what to do. The third people, the economy doesn't know which way they're going because they're promising $1 billion. They can't even produce it. How can you depend about a budget of $1 billion and depend on session to raise that money for you? So the whole thing, if you look at it, that's why I analyze it. Prophet is right. We need to rethink it and say who will put the chair to vote for. Who will vote for should be able to deliver, because comparatively, we are not doing anything good in Liberia compared to other African countries, more especially Burkina Faso. So I stand by the prophet.
So, Jamal, let me ask you a question, Jamal. Jamal, let me ask you. Let me ask Jamal, then your company. Jamal.
Go on.
So, this guy made me to make my question to forget. Yeah,
let me say something. Let me say something about what Jamal just said. Okay, let's say the four of us here I'm crazy. I'm all a crazy man, but we all live in a town or we on a platform here. So we see lion coming, that thing you. But all your who guessing, you want to go kill a lion, you're running away. But I the crazy man, I the brave man, I go kill a lion here. So because I'm crazy, and when I kill a lion, you're not even thank God that I did it. You start condemning me. Oh, why the crazy man kill a lion? So in like, bro, we don't want to say this thing. This man from outside, he said it. So whether he loud, at least the thing that we all see, we can talk about it. The man saw it and he talked about it. Why we can praise the man? What then somebody is saying the man disgrace our country, so we all, that I call it guilt by association.
I would disagree. There are a lot of Liberians who've been saying even worse than what the man saying. There are a lot of Liberians who've been critiquing the government more than what the man have said.
It has to do with the position the people are in. So because of his position,
it's just because they're not in a high position. That's the reason. But a lot of Liberians have well documented this government.
But the thing is, Mark, we expect you said some. Mark, you said sorry, boss. I'm going to cut you off. You said something today. Two or politicians should have said it. No politician have said it emphatically that what the prophet said. If they have said that, it will be a problem. That's what we're talking about. Did you say it emphatically that the person is tired?
Because the reason why people will follow it because these people are national emblem. You understand? Okay, so that's the reason why people would have picked it up. And for example, anything that Cummings say, you understand? Joshua, he always throw jabs, and you understand here and there. But his jabs, they are not on economic issue. They are not on the state of affairs. Well, I hear Joshua talk anything, and
you know why ANC will be struggling. Sorry, I'm gonna give you some words. You know why ANC will be struggling to get people support, Mark, in Liberia, because Mr. Comey is very diplomatic. He is saying
exactly. That's what the problem is. Mr. Cummings don't want to be. Mr. Cummings don't want to be charismatic, and that charismaticism is what Liberian people like. Is what Liberian people want from their politician. But Mr. Cummings, he's not coming from that world. He's coming from the corporate environment. He's coming from a well-civilized, structured environment. So for him to pick up that, you understand that kind of charismatic behavior when it comes to a politician. And as a politician, I will tell you, the other time I said, you must have some Machiavellian, how they call it, attitude in you. And you understand? If a politician, you don't have somebody characteristic in you, my brother, politics, you can be clean 100%. Yeah.
So nobody will define him.
Before we move on to the last thing, Jamal, I like what you said.
Jamal, brother Paul, good. I won't come out to my thought. Jamal said somewhere come to Burkina Faso, right? And
Mark, we come in the next topic. We'll be talking about Burkina Faso. So I want you to hold on.
But my thought, it would take long to make it go away. Because the thing here is that Burkina Faso, you see, Burkina Faso got a young president. And Liberia, there's a guy in Liberia called Senator Duncan. And Duncan, if you listen to some of the videos that Duncan made, but just that he doesn't want to join a bigger political party. His party is very small. But how can a country, and any president or any presidential candidate that will campaign on what I'm saying, to say, this is the only place that I like Donald Trump, because Donald Trump exposed the criminality in corporation, and you understand, multinational companies when they come to your country, how they exploit you. Donald Trump doesn't like some of the damn deals that were signed by a previous president. So he went over the concession and said, look, either we negotiate or they de-cancel and you can't carry me nowhere. So any presidential candidate that will pick up what I'm saying and trust my word to say, look, Liberian people, if you elect me and you're holding to my word, or else your stage protest, I will go over the concession. Because some of the concession, we get 3 cents on a dollar. Just imagine. You get 3 cents on a dollar. How does this sound to you in the 2026? A country getting 3 cents on a dollar. So that's the difference with Abraham Traore. When he came to power, he told this person, hey, somebody concession there, and I in favor of my country. Y'all go where I want to go, y'all get me where I want to go. And now a damn thing will happen. But in Liberia, how many presidents? Because most of them, they are crooks. Okay? So they're not even talking about the concession.
Brother Mark and Jemar and Linford. This before we move to the next topic, I had a question for you, Jemar. Somebody playing something in the background.
Go on.
I had a question for you. As the way the country is so confused that we know it's confused, our people confused. We make decisions based on confusion. In my county, Maryland County, where I was born, Mr. Cummings have not built a house, so we can't vote for him. That's confusion from the people. So you said something. What should Cummings do? Because he get confused people in a day. What should he do if you were to advise him in this situation that instead of being a polite corporate person and you did it with confused people? What kind of message should he tell the confused people to understand?
Paul, you see, it's just simple, straightforward. You see the strategy Darren Dillon used to get to power?
Mm-hmm.
He told the Liberian people how much a senator was earning in the House. He was a light. He was very straight. He was not polishing anything, straight to the point. What made Yake Koluba popular? He was straight to the point. Of course, he had a way he dressed in which I would not expect you to speak like him. But raw as it is, you start telling people nothing changed. Tell the people lied to us. They have not really done anything right for this country. That's a raw English. When he said nothing changed, they came back. The Minister of Information came back and said that he was a dual politician. He didn't know what you were talking about.
He should have followed up, yeah.
Follow up with another question saying that this is what outlined in a simple Liberian English. The people lying. They said they didn't do this. They're all liars. Don't say nothing changed. That's English I don't understand. What did not change? They lied to you. What they told you will build it. They didn't build this. They told you to go do that. They have not done it. They stay in opposition for 6 years. They were planning to come back. They should have done better. They have not done it. Why did not tell us that? He tell, he gave us speech, a clean speech. Nigerian grammar. Well, we don't understand grammar. We say raw English. This is what Liberian men want to understand. So that corporate thing need to go out. You need to be bombastic.
And exactly to add on
go ahead. Go ahead. It's you have to be Liberian people like bombastic politician who come out and tell them no polish anything. Tell them what it is. Whether you like it or not, they will hear you and they will listen to you. As long as Mr. Cummings is carrying this kind of style of leadership, I want to be unique and practical. That's not the geopolitics of Liberia. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm telling you, you're not going anywhere. Tell the people, you see, Dillon, look at what Dillon did. People admire him for a year until he got to the seat. He was there anywhere he go, people want to take picture of him. He want to get autograph. He will tell people he's the light. Every day Dillon has a show. He will tell you how much people are making, how much money they're putting into the house, how the government was stealing the people. He's not coming out all the details. Why are you not coming to tell us? So he need to be straightforward. The people tell them what is the honest truth in the raw English. That grammar, we can't understand grammar. So if you start that, people understand him. So go on, Mark.
And to just buttress what Jemar is saying, right? During the past election, most of Mr. Cummings' energy was on the long writing and publishing. Long writing and publishing.
Facebook.
Long writing and publishing. You understand? The old man and I are going to vote for Mr. Cummings. They can't read what you are publishing. They can't understand what you are publishing. You understand? So they buy advisor then that way around Mr. Cummings. And you understand? But the few times that Mr. Cummings had taken to Facebook to talk in his Liberian English, you understand? Look at some of the video, how many viewership it got. If Mr. Cummings, no politician have traveled the length and breadth of Liberia compared to Mr. Cummings. You understand? But Mr. Cummings was traveling, he was not talking to the people that much. And you understand? But writing the long book, who are his secretary, who are not his secretary, writing the long book, bring about change or command. But now Mr. Cummings, he has transformed a little bit. and talking to the Liberian people. So I think he needs to do more talking, and every time he talk, like Jamal said, when they come after, then he go after them with a follow up. Once you go after them, we'll follow up and be very vocal. Don't bite and blow to say, "Oh, I want to hide the other one." Then you can't be president. Yeah. To say,
on top of that, you're right. Paul, just listen. And on top of that, I didn't leave for will say other today. It's probably we're not getting it right. We just be personal here, and we're not on the ground that look at what's happening. One thing Mr. Cummings is doing, and they're ripping off. They're milking him. He's having too many press conferences, organized press conferences. Every press conference, I know he will not pay less than $5,000 Liberian dollars, US dollars. People want to take for him. And people, the smart thing other people are doing? They are doing press conferences from a kitchen table.
Yeah.
From a bedroom. Mr. Cummings was hosting a daily show on the Facebook. He was doing it a couple of times. He does not need anybody to take it for him and make news out of it. But for him, if you want to go organize, you have to, it's a simulcast or whatever, they have to ask him everything, take money off him. And the journalists are coming, they won't ask him for transportation because he has to be organized to get the organized man. The mayor can talk from the Facebook. He doesn't need to go and pay anybody a damn cent. He can stay in the house and have his own social media and go stream live.
He can buy any kind of camera that he wants.
And go stream live. You don't need those people organized, go to OKF, all that. But when you pick it, they'll pick it up from him. You don't need to spend down. And this is what they do.
For this conference, for example, like the conference I traveled for in Rwanda. If Mr. Cummings traveling, every time he traveling, he carry one picking with him.
He do a video to
spread camera. He do a video. He spread his video. He enter our library. Every time he travel to America, our library, he talk and he put it.
People that behind him will tell you, Chief, you got to do things different. You got to. What they want their money from him. Chief got to do things different. What you want to do things different? Because he say they want to eat for him. Liberians are on the social media, Paul. Liberians are on the social media. They are watching more social media than listening to radio. There are those who listen to radio. Once you drop it, he can call from a house and they'll talk to those guys in the studio. It does not need to go to that studio. Live as a they're ripping it up and they go to that studio before he goes to drop something. And that's how they live. Everybody wants gas because they say when he says Mr. Cummings, it's about money. And anything he says Mr. Cummings is about money. So he needs to understand that those other things are gone days. Most of those stuff now, they organize press conference. It's not helping at all. He can use his house. He can use the kitchen table to do a live broadcast. He don't own about anything. And people listen to him. They will listen to him.
Every evening, Mr. Cummings, every evening after Mr. Cummings had done his XYZ, have his dinner or supper, whatever, Mr. Cummings, interaction with Mr. Cummings, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Get to talk to the Liberian people. Even if he doesn't criticize Liberian government, he doesn't criticize the government. I'll come very far. These are things that we, Mr. Cummings, need to do. Get interaction with the people. That 1 hour, 30 minutes, time flylet. I don't know how to call it. You talk to the Liberian people every day. They post saying, now Mr. Cummings, now Mr. Cummings, now Mr. Cummings. You know what popularity you created?
So, the reason why I asked this question, since the Nigerian pastor had not post saying in Joseph Barker Gary that he's tired. Isn't this for the politician now to capitalize on it and build on it every day to be putting more saying in the Gary? They may say it. Say they're scared. Somebody brave enough to say that the man is tired. And this is what we've been looking from Mr. Cummings, all the Joshua one, even the Musa Brete, all of them scared.
All Clarence money, but whatever.
Exactly. They cannot post. So I don't know, but I just think it's time that they tell him because the CPP was seeking a song.
Alexander Cummings, that one I disagree with you. Alexander Cummings is not scared. He's not a coward. No, I disagree with you.
I said coward. I said he's scared.
Yeah, but just say he's scared, I mean he's a coward.
No, the thing is, if somebody say, I mind the choice of my words, that's scary talk. Politician would not say,
no, not scary.
Listen, Mark, let's be honest here. Mark, but leave for go on. Leave for being quiet. Leave for what you add to the conversation anyway.
I listen to all of you. When we're talking here, who are we talking to? Especially about the Mr. Cummings thing. When Mr. Cummings is on, or when we have him, that's when we should tell him this thing. But I think One thing he
No,
said
but why
last
the right
time.
to tell him right here you will listen to us?
No,
He
I
follow
agree.
our
I
show.
agree. I'm just saying it will take 2-3 years before you can hear it. It will pass through 1 or 2-3 years we can hear it. But it would be very much faster and advantageous when he's with us. But the point I'm making here is that Mr. Cummings, I think he has learned a lot on the Liberian political landscape, and I don't think he will make most of those mistakes again. But again, he's still diplomatic because he always say want to give them the benefit of the doubt. They are just in that third year and whatever. And of course, no matter what anybody does now, the campaign is not on. So no matter what you say now, everybody is still looking for that grip on. But 2027, or let's say 2026, what we insert in 2021, 2026. I said in 2025. So 2027, 2028, that when everybody out will be open. And I think Mr. Comey is preparing because he has started practicing that is short video he can make. Sometimes he will say that kind of way diplomatically. My brother, no diplomacy. Be aggressive. Use your hand. And what I admire about him, let him use that hand. So he's getting he's getting different. He's getting there gradually. But
gentlemen,
while we're speaking, there's a breaking news. I don't know what's going to happen again because these things can happen. About 19.2 million United States dollars and over 3 billion Liberian dollar worth of drug has been seized at the RIA. The DEA is reporting that. So, and there are pictures to that.
Don't be for around me.
They reported drug, but the image behind the drug, they can show it.
This is not
Linfo is not joking, he's not lying, but the problem here is that they will show you the drug, but the person who behind the drug, they can't show the person.
And the money though, it's easy, you will not see that money anymore. So forget about the story.
That's a cockroach arrest.
All right, then.
The cockroach go to a lake, but you never catch a roach.
Okay, guys, I'll take a quick break. Come back, we'll discuss the last topic. Liberian government, past government, from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, George Weah to the present government. They'll talk about rules. Let's see what other major development they can't look into. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Please be with us. This is the Bottomline Liberia, live from Europe. Sorry, there's a technical stuff. He just here.
In a world drowning in noise, where sound bites replace substance, there's a voice cutting through the chaos. Audience with the Lord Chola Play conversation, where Liberians and global citizens tackle the questions we're afraid to ask. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK and Liberian time, and 9 p.m. Central European Time, Audience with Lord Chola Play. On the Bottomline, Liberia explores the issues that keep you up at night. Democracy's future in the age of misinformation. Economic systems that serve people, not just profits. Technology reshaping our lives. Reconciliation, development, and the crisis of meaning in modern Liberia. No easy answers, no tribalism, just intellectual courage, genuine curiosity, and the willingness to wrestle with complexity together. This is for Liberians who refuse to shrink their thinking, who believe nuance is wisdom, who are ready to remember how to think, not just what to think. Audience with the Lord Chola Play Show. Sunday, 8 p.m. Liberian time. Subscribe now. Join the conversation on the Bottomline Liberia, because the questions that matter most are the ones we're brave enough to ask.
Yes, don't forget to join the Lord Chola Play on Sunday on this platform right here at the same time. You'll be having a quite interesting, a question you don't want to ask, you will ask you. That's the Lord Chola Play, audience with Lord Chola Play. Thank you, guys.
That's exactly
now, tonight,
that's exactly what the prophet did for us.
That's what we're saying. Mr. Comey should change his way of talking. And if you want, there's no way to make things, nothing change. What did not change? We said the people lied. Tell them they lied. That's it. Simple as that. That's a simple law. That's the simple English that people may understand. He lied. Anyway, guys, tonight will be the last topic tonight on tonight's show. And before we talk about that, we talk about what's happening in South Africa. This it says xenophobia or Afrophobia. Our Africans and migrants are moved to South Africa some 10, 20, 30 years ago, being chased out of their country because they call them undocumented. So undocumented, they've been contributing to the economy of that country for years. Now, some group of citizens are moving around trying to ask people, behaving like Home Office. We call Home Office, their immigration officers, asking them for their documents, their right to stay in the country, sometimes looting their property. We've seen a lot of videos being viral. We don't want to show you the video tonight because it's been very disturbing. The Africans that moved there, settled their born children, even marry among the South Africans, suffer these circumstances. And Africans that are going to universities, and most students from around Africa, also in South Africa, going to school. But you know the confusing thing, before I get my colleagues to comment on this, they allow other people to leave, but they want to keep the doctors and the nurses. They don't want them to go. But now they go to the hospitals and drag Africans, migrants that are there out of the hospital, pregnant women out of the hospital because they are Africans. So South Africans are out there getting other immigrants out of South Africa. They are saying there are no jobs, no jobs, no jobs. So guys, you've seen the video, you heard it. I don't want to show this video disturbing. I want you to take a round. I'll go to Mark. Mark, what's happening in South Africa? What do you think we can do as Africa, as a continent?
Yeah, what is happening in South Africa is so shameful and embarrassing. I think it's African on African, what the people call B on B. That's why it's going on in South Africa. And I think it's complete out of ignorance and out of hate for one own kind. That's what happened in South Africa. Every government, the reason you set up a Bureau of Immigration is to control the legal entry into your country and the legal resident into your country, the process that one goes through, right? That's why you have the Bureau of Immigration. And if the South African want to control illegal migrant in the country, they have the right to, do it through a procedure, but not to go to people. You can go to people resident, go to people homes and say, okay, Mr. John Brown, we want to see, are you a South African? Oh yeah, I'm a South African through naturalization. Oh yeah, I have my legal resident. And this is the procedure I went through the Bureau of Immigration for naturalization, or how I obtain my permanent resident, the procedure. If it is through court, here are the documents, provide a necessary document. And those that are seeking asylum, because some are asylees, okay? Those are seeking asylum, if they are there under the protection of the UNHCR, you also respect that because you're signatory to the UN 50 something Geneva Convention, you understand? So, but you can't just ransack people off the street and then to their wife and children at home, and you go to children's schools. Things that are not even being done, how they call it, for the past 100 years during the era of colonialism, you understand? These are things that you are doing. The things that the European did to you in South Africa. You go to schools, parents carrying their children to school. You stop them where we see police officers not even intervening. You understand? These are embarrassing images. And then when other people outside the continent do it to us, then we start yo. So what is happening in South Africa? And the South African government, I'm so disappointed in them because they stay yet have the ways and means of putting an end to this madness. They have the security. South Africa is a country that has institutions, well-built, established institutions. You understand? They got a security institution, they got a apparatus to stop these people, these hooligans or whosoever that hijack their system, because the system is being hijacked, and the government itself, if they are in support or whosoever that is beyond the government supposed to arrest some people and investigate if they are being funded to create a contention. And then you're telling people to leave, but you want to keep the doctors. And if I was some of these doctors, some of these engineers, we leave and you people take the job that you're talking about. Okay? Seizing people's stores and things, and these are embarrassing things. These people that create jobs, they also support your economy because man, you take money to do importation. You understand? They import goods into your country. And these people, they are not just in 100, they are in the thousands. And these are people that come from countries where your country were going through colonialism during the time of apartheid. They host some of these people, they are young and they are ignorant. They never even read about the apartheid system that their country went through, but they just talking about it to know that, oh yeah, these our brothers and sisters, they hosted our liberators, they hosted our how do you call it, freedom fighters. You understand? They went into exile, but out of madness, you're telling your own brothers and sisters to leave. There was a video that, how do you call it, I think I sent to Brother Paul or I didn't, about the second richest man in Africa. Do you know he also is a Nigerian who flew to South Africa, and his, how do you call it, chief of staff or whosoever, assistant, they never check his passport, and the visa has expired, you understand? Now, getting to South Africa as Africa's second richest man, identified, they may not say that 419 person, no, he's known as Africa's second richest man, got on the airport just because his visa expired. There couldn't be some, and you understand, some kind of a means work out on the airport to say, oh, this is one of our pride, you understand? We allow him to enter. But in the man present, I watched the video. A flight came from Europe, was also European, green eyes or blue eyes people. They passed right before the man, according to the video, but I didn't see the people passing, but he was explaining. He said, in my presence, he said, and I quote, these people from Europe, they pass with no visa, but I, on my own continent, as Africa's second richest man. So to tell you the madness in South Africa, it will bite them because their president went to Ghana, and I enjoy what Ghana did. Anyway, before I let Linford go in, I enjoy what Ghana did. And that's the ball I expect Liberia, because Ghana is copying after Burkina Faso. You understand? You do nonsense in my country, I take, how they call it, whatsoever from you, I nationalize it. So the president of Ghana, for what Ghana did, Ghana closed down the South African mining company that were making almost $2 billion in South Africa, or $2 billion plus in South Africa annually. When Ghana closed it down, the technician and whosoever employee that they hire in the country, Ghana also asked them they must leave, gave them time to leave. What happened? Ramaphosa, he got on a flight, I think in a couple of days, flew to Ghana to meet the Ghanaian president. And the Ghanaian president, after all the long talk, he said, my man, yeah, your company should go. That company is no longer existing in Ghana. We nationalize it, become Ghanaian. And you understand? And these are some of the things I expect Labrador to do, some of these stupid concessions that we got in the country. So a president who come to power in Labrador, nationalize some of these stuff and tell these people to go. So the thing that happened in South Africa, when a lot of countries start to even close their television because they got a lot of network across African countries that, you know, they DSTV, I think, come on, Nigeria. So when the backfire gonna come, and South Africa gonna have an economic problem in the next couple of months, if possible, years to come.
Right. Okay. Guys, quite South Africa have been very extreme in their way how to address issue. They, I mean, the thing is about they went to the level of, we've seen in other African countries. It was between Nigerians and Ghanaians some years back when the Nigerians were throwing Ghanaians out, Ghana were throwing Nigerians out. What issue came up? Ghana must go. They were that with that bag, that carrier bag, we call Ghana must go. It started, but they didn't go ransack in people's houses. So they see is Ghana. I mean, I'm not putting what South Africans have done, though. But you see, what is happening in part of the world is also happening here in the UK, in most European countries, where are throwing Africans out. But now the question is, the worst thing that's happening, are getting the attention of people in South Africa is, instead of telling them to leave, they go after their properties, beating them up, damaging their property. I mean, looting their properties, and this is the worst thing. But then, the question is, Paul Linford, like African hosted South Africa during a time of struggle, like Mark said, most of the people that are today around, they were not around when they became visitors, when they became people hosting across millions of South Africans flew at their country to go to seek asylum, and Africans received them, even getting hope and getting scholarships. Most of them may not be around today, but that should be history. Why is it that we are not looking back at these things? The government or people around should tell the histories. And government is the government losing control of the situation in South Africa, or are they supporting it? Because government should be in control. The guys of Africa in Liberia, the guys all about the world, wow, we are not attacking them. We are not doing anything to them. We let them live and enjoy their life. Nobody is saying it. And the African government sitting and doing nothing about it, except various countries are reacting. What AU and other regional bodies are saying about the situation in Africa. Linford?
Okay, thank you. I think the situation in South Africa is a grave situation, and I will roll just 1 minute video from former South African President Thabo Mbeki, and let's listen to what he had to say, because this is, a lot of people are looking at the government of South Africa to do something, but they are not doing it. So at least Thabo Mbeki says something. So let's listen to it, and we can take it from there.
The rest of the continent says we're going to boycott South African products. What happens to South African economy? What happens if the rest of the continent says we're going to boycott South African products? What happens to South African economy? You are beating us up and you want us to buy your oranges and the wine or whatever. We're not going to buy them. And all of that. So and we're not going to sell you anything and won't buy from you. You can't survive. South Africa cannot survive outside of the rest of the continent. This is what Professor Payemi was saying. Ghana and Nigeria could not survive without each other. So this business of attacking one another was wrong and was proved to be wrong. Same here. And I had said also, so if you know, we've got it's a genuine complaint that is being raised about high levels of unemployment is correct. It's genuine. Issues that are being raised about high levels of crime, that's correct, that's genuine. What is not genuine, what is not correct, is to say the reason we have high levels of unemployment in South Africa is because of foreign nationals. It's not. It's because we as South Africans, as this leadership, as government, as businesses, we have not solved these economic challenges of South Africa. They have nothing to do with somebody who's coming from outside. Why are we blaming other people for our own faults? We've got to solve the problem of unemployment in South Africa by looking at how the South African economy is functioning, what's gone wrong in the past, what is it that we need to do. If we think we're going to solve the problem of unemployment, by chasing away some undocumented person, in 10 years' time.
Okay, so we heard what the former president said, that in order to solve the raising genuine concerns that drugs and crimes are coming to South Africa or people are committing it. Yes, it's true. But for you to blame the foreigners that they are the ones, because of you not being employed, it's your government's fault. So we heard what he said. And it's like, I listen to a lot of people, most of our people here in Norway. I got some friends, we do discuss politics, and someone look at me and say, oh, all the crimes in the country, that foreigners bringing the crimes. And I ask a guy, listen, foreigners started coming here, like, take it to the 60s, right? Or let's say the 70s, before the country got infested with a lot of foreigners. But before then, did you have police? He said, yeah. Did you have jail? He said, yeah. So I said, but who are going to those jails? If you didn't have criminals here, if people were not committing crime, why did you have police? Why did you have jails and all these things? And then he started to laugh. So, the tendency for lesser people in their own country to blame all their laziness and their unemployment on foreigner is very easy, because they look around, they see their original citizens, and they see a foreign guy who is working, doing a job that they don't want to do, and that guy is keeping himself hungry, saving your money, better off his life, the children going to good school, and then they can't afford. Then they say, "Oh, you late? We can't get a job." Oh, the job was here. I got it. If you had this job, they will not move you and put me there. But I think we heard from the former president. So this is the solution. They should face the economy. The government should face the economy and solve the problem instead of then chasing out foreigners. Foreigners only keep to live there. They're not taking anything out, even if they are rich. They're not cutting part of that country area. They will die, or in fact, you drive there. You and the country will still be there. If you lazy, you and the country will still be there. You still be lazy. So I think that's just nonsense they're doing.
But Linford, just to keep back, Talon Becky is now something. It's something new. I don't expect this from him because he was there when xenophobia was even on the increase when he was president. Because it's not something new. Xenophobia started increasing from 1994. Since it started, they've been hitting Africa, been harassing.
Yeah, that's why he's saying that even past administration did not do anything to solve it. You heard him say past administration stuff did not do anything to solve the problem. They should start to fix the problem.
Joma, can I just come in for I think
go on. Yeah, go on.
The problem we face today, right? It's not even the time of Becky, but it started right after when the apartheid was dismantled. You understand? What the South African government as a government that succeeded the apartheid, the schools that they built, you understand? They were supposed to make these schools vocational schools where the young generation or the new generation go to learn trade because they never had an opportunity during the time of apartheid. You understand? So there where they missed the whole track, for which these people now, or some of the young men now, they have no skills. You understand? They tend to what? The same thing that the New Zealanders, some of them face in New Zealand, to become alcoholic, to become drugs, and you understand, addiction. So these things are lacking. And on today, they will go back to the drawing board to say, you know what? Instead of teaching just how they call it, say, reading and XYZ subject in the play, the children doing 12 books on the back, let us copy the Chinese model. The same thing go for library too. Instead of our children going to from one class to another, learning part of book all day, some of the high school, you introduce skills in some of the high school. That when a child is graduating, so now they get carpentry skill, they can get how they call it, they can get mechanical skill, they can get different skill. And you understand? So there was South Africa, they need to go back to the drawing board. Because most of the South African young men, they got no skills. So when foreigners come from outside, you drink all day, you don't go to work. I got one of my friends, he better live in South Africa. He said, no, people are not a kid. The South African man, for when he gets salary, he will drink almost 1 week, he ain't go to work. He smoke 1 week, he ain't go to work. Okay, he can't take back. And the foreigner come, the man who get confident, the man who want the foreigner want money. The foreigner go to work every day. The foreigner doesn't make this. So the South African now, when they see you dress, you're looking good, they are jealous of you. So that's how the whole thing started in South Africa. So until the government will start to how they call it, introduce skills in the school, and, not skills, but how they call it, a vocational kind of a program in the school where the children will learn something. At the end of the day, when they graduate, they say, oh yeah, I got certain skills that will introduce me, that will carry me, that will make me to be valuable on the job market. You understand? So I think that's what the mistake is. And they need to address that. If they don't address that, the problem will still continue. You got to be a college graduate in order for you to be able to sustain your family. Plumber, they make good money in some of these countries. So Africa is a developed country. Construction engineers, construction people who work in construction, they make good money. They make decent salary. Okay? So some of these people can get, look at the picture behind you. They almost get a West Point. Yeah. No different West Point.
Yeah. Rocky. Paul, I want to tell you let's go to the solution. What can we do as Africa? I know we have an issue now. Our people being chased, being harassed, being killed. property has been looted, ransacked, and what can we do to stop this? To tell us Africa, no, 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 it can't happen. What can Africa? I go to Paul. Paul, you got a chance. I'll go back to Linfo, and I think we should give a decision. What can we do? This can't continue, is it? It's been going on for a long time. We can't ignore it.
I think all Africans who are not South African should leave.
1 second.
And the second thing is, the former president said it that they need to solve their own problem because the young people are now they don't have the skills for jobs. So if you don't have the skills for jobs, this is where you tend to envy other people. So when Africans leave and stop buying South African product, when they start feeding it, then maybe they will come to their senses. That could be another solution to the problem.
Another thing I want to put to everybody here quickly. I know we may not have the last topic to discuss because it's late for you guys in Scandinavian. It's almost like 11 something for you. We just want to be, if we might, this should be the last topic we'll discuss. So Paul will hold on to the one for the next the road project on the next edition. The question is, we have South African companies around the world. What much another thing that can hurt them? We don't. For me, what do you think about instead of chasing them out of African countries, leave them. They've got a right to stay there because an African got to right them. Why can't we boycott their goods like the Tao?
No. We can't. They should not chase them out of all African countries. Those that are in South Africa.
No, now okay, I understand that. What were the goods like? We got the biggest company they have in Liberia, DTS, how you call it? DSTV. The DSTV, MTN.
Which is run by Simon Fremont.
Yeah, DSTV and MTN is a South African product. So that's one. And I mean, that's one in other countries, you got Sabanik Bank, MTN, and DSTV. That's one of the popular export they have. So what about, I'll go to link for Paul, you talk on that.
And they export a lot of drinks too.
Yeah, we boycott that. We hate them economically. We boycott their goods. We stop trading with them.
So what you're saying, Jamal, in nutshell is that, and I would support that. Okay, but another thing I would support too. So I believe sometimes an eye for an eye, because if you don't treat eye for an eye, people won't respect you. They will always think that you got no feeling, right? So I would prefer that 2 ways. The South African in your country, you send them packing. Yeah, send them packing. And then 2, all African country put sanction on South Africa. The same way all African country, most African country, you know what is happening in Morocco? Do you know how to treat African in Morocco? Morocco also is an African country. They do the same what South Africa is, even worse what South Africa is doing. Okay? These are countries that need that the rest of Africa need to put sanction on. You understand? The Moroccan, they are not African, but when they go to the Arab world, then the Arab world don't even like them. Yeah. So I would prefer sanction on South African product, and then 2, you send South African packing, even though some of them they are innocent, they don't support what is happening. But let them go home and be the evangelist to carry the message.
Linfo.
Well, it's a slippery, slope to say we boycotting a DSTV. You think that old Joe Blow then standing on our screen didn't want to get DSTV? No.
But the companies are not speaking for the people that are chasing out. That's the point, Linfo. If you can find somebody the way you hate you, hurt them, that's how you hurt them.
Economically,
yeah, you hurt them economically. If they're not Joe Blow, why the company are not speaking to because companies are not speaking to the government to take stand?
But have you listened to Julius Malema video?
Yeah, I did.
He said in his video that you are running behind your brothers and sisters for taking your job. But the men are supposed to provide you the opportunity. The men are supposed to provide you the skill, the education. He's not doing it. Then he tells you, oh yeah, that your brothers then who taking your job. Listen to Julius Malema video.
Yeah, Linfo, go on.
Yeah, so the reason I said that, yeah, you can boycott or the DSTV and all the other things, but it will not hurt those guys that are standing over there. It will hurt the big business people, I know the economy will get crippled. Okay. But it will not hurt the guys. And these are the people who you should do something to be hurt. But I think again, it's true. Maybe if you pressurize the businesses, and then the businesses are not getting that much money to pay taxes to the government, the South African government, then the government will be serious now to take action. But I think what African countries need to do is to sever, not completely cut off, but just sever diplomatic relations with South Africa. Yeah. For instance, the country that got immediate borders with them. I watched a video, a young boy from South Africa made a video. You were at the border of, was it Rwanda or one of those countries?
That was how you call Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. And you saw the convoys, over 3,000 trucks coming from.
Yeah, they go to Zimbabwe for food.
Yeah. So the boss said,
country that feeds South Africa.
If Zimbabwe say, okay, the trucks are not entering, you know what will happen to the economy? It will collapse in 2 days. You see it? So all the things they're taking risks. That's why I said, and these people, they're Sogos. Just look at them. These are Sogos. So they, for them,
can I say something?
It will also hurt them because South Africa is a country that gave these people social welfare. Some of them receive 200-300 rands. So once they start hitting the country out the economy, they will not get that 200-300 rands that they're getting for them to go drink alcohol and smoke out of marijuana.
Yeah, that's true. Linford, I think the government, when they were attacking African shops, homes, migrants, you know, it decided years about attacking Asians and other people. We didn't complain, and nobody talk about it. They've been doing it years back. When they were attacking, the government does not have the capacity to put security on the street to stop them. They saw them doing it. They left them to do it. They go around asking people for documents.
It doesn't add. You see, the police.
In fact,
yeah.
I think.
Are you telling me to not hit them?
A month ago, when it started newly, I saw where this lady was standing and talking to the police officer. This girl, and a guy came from. I think that woman died because he came from Piano. Woman hit the woman. He will beat her right for a policeman. The woman trapped. Watch the yeah, and then the policeman tried to run behind, but I know whether they grabbed him. Can you imagine? Because when
they were just playing. They were just faking up.
Yeah, when you're in the presence of the police, or
I mean, what I'm saying, when they started info, when the police, the government could protect the immigrant and can do their own search. Who are they to go out there asking for documents? That's the point we are looking for. Why government sat there? Why Sarah Ramaphosa?
Can you imagine? So I think,
and they did not stopping there. They said they got a right to ask. They were behaving like immigration officers. Why police? They got more police, military, paramilitary in South Africa than anywhere in Africa. They can put those men on there to protect homes of immigrants, Africans. If they are undocumented, they have the right to go ask the immigrant the home office. Ask them.
Nigeria in size, but when it comes to the military power on the continent of Africa, you see South Africa and Egypt, they are in the lead when it comes to military, when it comes to security apparatus for that matter. Nigeria is only in size. Then you go to countries like Algeria, you understand. These are countries that you can count on when it comes to the security apparatus. Nigeria is just in number. Nigeria can solve Boko Haram problem. So I don't
think guys, I think it's 5 minutes
right. Okay then, guys. So we want to take a round, a take-home message, and let me bring this guy down, if you mind. Let me just bring this one down. Yeah, there you go. Right. What is this? So I want to say again, thank you very much. I want to say this is almost, we couldn't discuss the last topic, which has to do with past governments in Liberia been working on roads, and let's see how much they've been doing roads. But we may discuss that in our next sharing. So until then, we will want to go around and see
when's the next edition?
Friday.
Friday.
Okay.
If you have Friday will be next edition, will be other topics will be coming on. We may be looking at the third episode of the Prophet for Nigeria.
I remember your fans.
It's always fun to discuss this in here. So guys, I will leave up. What's your take home message?
Well, on everything we talk, I think specifically I would like to talk about one thing, which is the revelation or the prophecy, should I say prophecy, or the statement made by the pastor because he didn't say that was a prophecy, even though he's a prophet, but he didn't say that was a prophecy. He was only giving his opinion. He was only saying something, and we take a lot of people taking it out of context. Probably he was trying to create awareness or whatever, or he was just trying to be naughty, trying to put the government on the spot. So, but whatever it is, I think saying he's a man of God and we are Christians, we believe in God business, we believe that prophecy can work, prayer and things can work. So let's just agree with the man. Why are we mad? You know? But I think it was a good show, and guys, thanks a lot. I think this is the longest edition of the show that we've had for complete 3 hours plus, or no 3 hours. Let me not exaggerate. So we'll be here on Friday again. Today's Tuesday. We'll be here on Friday, and then Paul will be here on Sunday, while Francis will be here on Saturday. So the whole weekend will be busy. Thanks a lot, and we want to say welcome to Mark again. And whenever you have the opportunity, just come and let's discuss. This is what we do best for our country. And for you viewers, whatever we say here, we hope it will fall on your ears. And those of you who are closer to authorities, you can relay the message for us, because some of us do not have the opportunity to get close to them, but you are closer to them. So if you hear something that we say that is interesting, how much foolish it may sound to you, but it is in the interest of the country, just relay it. And we hope to listen to episode 3 from the pastor. Thank you so much.
Mark, go on. Mark,
Yeah, I want to say,
have your final thought.
I want to say it was, honor rejoining you guys again on this beautiful platform. And I want to say, how they call it, good night to our listeners across the globe, and share the show. And for me, I'm not a suicider, and I have worked with one institution for the past almost, I think, going to 20 years plus. That means to say I have a good character. So it's not because Donald Trump is very timid and childish. So his people should not come after me tomorrow and they say, oh, the man, he do the one to himself. No, I don't believe in those kind of stuff. I don't think those kind of way. But it was just my feeling, because I'm a Trumpologist. I follow Donald Trump. I analyze Donald Trump. I evaluated Donald Trump. So that made me a Trumpologist. And the show was fired up tonight. And I hope we get another platform that will be fired up this coming Friday. And guys, good night.
Why can't you become boycottologist than Trump?
I am boycottology also. No, honestly speaking, I support every Liberian government to succeed. But when the government is acting mad and crazy, I will call it out that it's acting mad and crazy.
Right.
But how they call itself, not to go insulting people, parents. No, that's not politics. But if the government is acting mad, where the government is acting mad, misbehaving, we are the employer of the government. They are
That's
not
right.
the employer, they are the employee. And they need to understand that. And Liberian people need to process their thought as to, why should I elect this person to do my job? Why should you employ somebody to drive your car? You cannot employ an alcoholic to drive your car. You cannot employ someone who is tired, weak, and to drive your car. That person cannot drive, how they call it, a 20 kilometer. That person will park the car in the bottom, let me rest more. Before you read, you'll be get a thought of going to the king party, to the beach, that crossing the desert, and you drown. So we should process our thought the way we elect people that want to work for us.
Thank you.
Paul?
Yeah, Jamal, it was a great show. I really enjoyed the conversation. And I also want to thank this Nigerian pastor by saying the truth of Liberia. It's something that we know, but we've been scared to say it. I want to take it back to 2023 during a campaign. Cummings had an interview, and one of the questions, something he said at that interview, say, if you have the oldest man in the village with all the young people around, There's only one colors. You take that one colors and give it to the old man in the village. And he's supposed to brush for you to eat. Do you think you will eat? So the confusion in our village, they took the one colors and gave it to the old man. Now they can't eat. That's the confusion. So the Nigerian pastor was telling us the truth and come and said that. So the old man, he's tired because he's the oldest in the village. He's supposed to brush. He does not have the strength to brush for us to eat. So he cannot feed us. So that is the tiredness. So I want to say thanks to the pastor for seeing it. And I hope our politician cannot capitalize on it to tell the old man the truth that he is tired. And when somebody tired, they just need to go look after the grandchildren and step aside. On that note, I want to say good night, guys. It was a great show.
Once again, thank you very much. I want to say thank to everybody. That wraps it for tonight, wherever you join us from. I want to say thanks to my colleague, Mark Judafar. Thanks for joining us. Paul the Lord Chudaplay from London. Lynn for Egan Guer from Norway. My name is Jamal Kamara. I want to say big thank you for all of you and have a blessed weekend. We'll see you on Friday. Thank you. Bye-bye.